We are gonna get weird again with some more Chan-tastic voyage. I can't believe the reality that is Chris Chan. It just makes me it just really freaking throws me off just knowing that Chris Chan's a real human. It's so weird, actually. But Chris Chan, or Christine Chandler, whatever you want to call him, is now known as. They're out of jail. And we are going to be doing a live stream. We should be public now, if I'm not mistaken. I think we're public. I think we are live. I think we are now live. So you guys should be filing in here a little bit later than I had anticipated, but we should be 110% ready to go, both on YouTube and also on Kick. We are co-streaming on Kick, actually, as of right now. Yep. What's up, VJC? How you doing, man? You got Creed digitally. Nice. It's already available to be freaking bought. That was fast. It feels like that movie just came out like a month ago. Let me get my tip page. What's up, Level 1 Online? What's up, Sean the Bond? How are you guys doing? We're going to get started here momentarily. Just getting you guys filing in. You just got the notification. Nice. Yeah, I'm multi-streaming on Kick and on YouTube. Good to see you here. By the way, good to see everybody here. Make sure you guys smash that like. We're gonna get Chan crazy today again. We're gonna continue a little bit of this documentary. So I'm both on YouTube and Kick, in case you guys are curious about Kick. Let me share the link. Let me share the link on YouTube. What's up, Cliff? What's up, Wolfnar? What's up, Cheetah Man? Yeah, I went down the Chris Chan rabbit hole the other day, and now I'm back on it. So we're on part 4. If you guys could do me a favor, please go to my Kick. I just posted it in the chat. Follow me on there. If I get 75 followers, I could become affiliated on there. Better have left for work. Time to smoke out, eat jalapeno peppers, and get your game on. Nice. So let's go ahead and let's start, guys. Make sure you guys click that Kick link. Throw me a follow on there. You've been waiting all week for this. Nice. Sorry I didn't get to it sooner. And I hope it still sound okay. There we go. Boom.
What made him this way? What is the attraction? What keeps us fascinated?
Glad you guys enjoyed it
This is
last
the
time. I
story
had a lot of fun last
of
time as well.
Christian.
What's up, Ron Mower? Is this one of those things I really wanted to know? Well, fun fact. A couple years ago, one of my really good buddies was like into this, like immensely. So I was like, all right.
With Sonichu issue 5, the story strays further and further away from the Sonichu storyline and makes Christian the main character, with the plot of the comic closely mirroring his own life. The comic begins with Sarah's wedding, with Chris attending in spirit, possibly alluding that he didn't attend her actual wedding. The episode also introduces 2 new characters, Megadula Skunk, based on a character created by Megan, and Sailor Mechtoon, indisputably symbolizing
I'm trying
Megan
to figure
herself.
out something real quick.
He briefly fights off Wes Isley, and at the end of the episode, Sarah thanks him for all the childhood years they spent together and
Oh, there we
wishes him
go.
good luck on his advances towards Megan. Sarah throws her bouquet at him, and he catches it, believing this meant his own wedding would come shortly. Christian uses his comic to depict his
I mean, if there's
monologue and
anything, this
fantasies
dude
to the
had a
world.
fucking
I love
imagination,
Megan,
right?
yet she's not ready to return or seek it. I'd feel better if I could chat with her on the phone, although she's uncomfortable doing that. Our email communications are
What's up,
okay,
Wordbrusher?
but
What's up,
speech
Neil?
speaks louder than typed
Make
words.
sure you guys all smash that like, share the
artwork
stream
also
out
changes to
too.
an unmistakably anime and manga style, perhaps in an effort to appeal to
Nuggy
Megan
Nation
even more.
roll call.
In the following episode, Christian has a lengthy discussion with Sonichu about his optimistic hope that he and Megan will get together, despite him admitting a few pages ago that she was not responsive
Yeah,
to
I
his
didn't pay
advances.
attention to the Kiwi
He
Farm
acknowledges
stuff
that he is so
back in the
optimistic
day.
that he even stopped using his attraction sign. They're interrupted by the announcement that Mary Lee Walsh and the Jerkops are invading Quickville. So Chris teams up
Jerkops.
with Megan, Crystal, and the chaotic combo.
You gotta give
During
him
the
props for
climax,
being
Crystal
creative.
gets trapped in the dark mirror, and Christian comforts a tearful Megan who thought that she had lost Chris for good. His obsession with Megan is made crystal clear, and is further confirmed by the emails she sent to him. I know you know that I hate guys and I hate love.
I completely
'cause I
agree.
told you a million times.
There's no excuse to
So
do
why do you
something like
keep getting
that
too
to
close and touching me? I really don't like it at all. I know you said 'cause you have feelings for me and it's hard for you, but I'm sorry, this sounds mean. You really need to try and get over it. If you keep hanging on like that to someone who doesn't love you back, well, it'll only make you more miserable. You need to just accept the fact that I don't and will probably never love you. So you should just take a
Here's
rejuvenating
my
breath and move
question.
on.
Here's
Advice to
here's
which
my
Chris
fucking
refused to listen,
question.
as is evident in an email written just a month later.
Why?
I'm just
Let
a
me
little
pause
mad.
it. Why did she stick around if she knew what he really wanted from her was to be in a relationship? Like, why didn't she just like fucking leave? Like, why did she stick around and basically, I guess, lead him on, even if she wasn't directly leading him on? You know, an unsaid rule is if somebody asks you to be with them and you don't feel the same, you tell them, hey, let's just be friends. And if they don't want that, you move on. Like, what was her fucking deal? Like, all the times, like, I think, like, this is like the gajillion time he's fucking professing his love to her, and she just keeps saying, hey, I'm friends, I don't want to be with you. She should have just fucking left. You know? What up, Russia says, some girls crave attention like that. Beta orbiters, essentially. You might be onto something there. Codependency, desperate for attention. So this girl was using him for attention, essentially. That's sad. She just kept, I guess, using him. Whoop. What did we do? She just kept using him. I accidentally switched over to my restream. There we go. That's kind of sad if you think about it. Like, she should have just fucked off. You know? If she wasn't going to fucking give him the time of day, she should have just left him alone.
That I have to keep telling you to please stop touching me. It's like you're not wanting to listen to me. I tell you, then you say okay, but eventually you're back to the same tricks, And this time I really mean it. Even my other friends don't like it and think it's weird. So once and for all, could you please stop? You know I don't like it, so why do you keep doing it? It's not like you're gonna try and soften me or something. So, I don't want to have to tell you again, or I might get really angry. Cause you know, unwanted remarks or advances to a girl is sexual harassment. And I
Could you
don't take
imagine
that
if,
lightly.
like,
Chris is not so
in
subtle
an
attempts
alternate
at getting her
universe that
attention
he
did not
actually
go
was
unnoticed.
like a comic
Sometimes I
creator?
get the feeling that you copy me to get me to like you. Like Sailor Moon, for example. The only Sailor Moon thing he had was that adult video. And since I told you how much I love it, then you start getting into it. Kinda like My Little Pony. That kind of thing really annoys me. I don't like it much when people get into something right after they find out I liked it first. When you said we had a lot in common, like Sailor Moon and My Little Pony, well, who loved Sailor Moon first? Who
She's
collected
telling him
My
all
Little
this
Pony
shit? Is
first?
this her telling him this?
Okay, I know I sound like a spoiled brat, but can you see what I'm trying to say? I don't like being too in common with others. I try to be as different from others as possible. On June 27th, 2006,
Fuck was that?
Patty Chandler was put to sleep. A day later,
It's always
at a
sad when
special
you have
service,
a pet die.
Christian read out the eulogy, which he wrote himself.
What's up,
My
3 Frame?
family, furry friends, anyone else present.
Pika says they doubt he did that to the mom. I don't know about that, man. I doubt. I don't know about doubting it. He's fucked up individual.
We are gathered here today to pay our last respects and wishes to our dearly beloved Beagle Spitz, Patty, who has departed from our world here on Earth to a
What's up, Michael? You gave up on pets?
Because she will run
It's hard to
free
give
and
up on
play with all
pets.
the other dogs who are already having fun up there. I will always remember Patty for all the lovely memories she had shared with me from when I picked her out of the litter at my Aunt Karina's house in Red Oak, Virginia, the time I watched my old best friend, Sarah Hammer, take Patty by her front paws and danced a bit, the times I've watched her stand on her hind legs and then rewarded her with a biscuit bone, the times I've just sat with her in the yard and petted her head. I've always given her a bally scratch.
Yeah, exactly.
Where I stroke her head with all 5
You could
fingers,
test it easily.
like as if I was gently squeezing a rubber ball. The many times I've fed her a can of food and a cup full of dry food, and refilled her bucket with fresh water so she can drink it and wash her face. When Patty was brought to the vet on that fateful day, I was distraught with fright and concern for her health. I stayed with her during her final moments, with a hand on her head and a tear in my eye. When my mother was brought the paper that gave the doctor permission to send her on her way, I didn't want her to be the one to sign it. I raised Patty since she was a 6-week-old pup, and I wanted to take the strain for signing that one-way ticket. It was hard for me, but it was for the best. So I signed that paper with a crying Sonichu face saying, "We love you, Patty." After that, I gave her my final pets: hug, hand-to-paw hold, eye contact.
SARS Attack says, what am I watching? Play a video game. The title of the stream says exactly what you're watching. You didn't have to click it. If you basically, if you basically didn't know, I really don't really do gaming streams that much, so we're not just playing a game. You can go elsewhere. There's thousands of YouTube channels. But yeah, thank you for coming in here.
Ear rub, cheek to fur rub, and I sadly waved her for the final time, and I said, "Goodbye, Patty. I love you."
I had to put down one dog one
As I
time.
stood outside,
She
I
ended up
heard
getting
Patty's last barks, saying,
some kind
"I
of like
will always love you,
infection.
Chris. Thank you."
What's up, Jay Gibbons?
But we all must move on with our lives, with our beloved Lucky Mutt in our hearts and in our memories. So, Patty, may your old doghouse and surrounding flowers forever memorialize your blessed heart, your barks at the stars and strangers, and your loyal love that you have blessed upon
See, here's
me
the thing
and my
with Chris
family and
Chan.
friends.
He's able to write this whole thing about his pet. He wasn't completely like a monster. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't say he's at this point in time. I wouldn't say he was unsavable. I think when this happened, when his dog passed away, maybe he could have been saved some sort of fashion. You know what I mean? Now, no, fuck no, for what they went to jail for.
Bark on and rest in peace, our beloved Lucky Patty.
Your brother's dog broke your dog's back. Damn, I'm sorry about that. What's up, NES
What
Wizard?
would you do for a PS3 and a chance to be on Robot Chicken?
In
Clicks on
November,
video, it says
Adult
Chris
Swim
Chan
held
wants
another
gaming
contest,
content.
this time encouraging viewers to submit a video wherein they would say what they would do for a PlayStation 3. Christian's video featured the appearance of his own makeshift PS3, which was in fact
Hey,
a
that's
PS2
pretty creative.
encased in a mix of Lego and pixel block pieces.
I'm sorry to hear that,
My
Jay
name is
Gibbons.
Christian Weston Chandler of Ruckersville, Virginia. What would you do for a PS3? What I would do for a PS3? I tell you what I do. Well, if I had the money, I'd wait in line, like all the other people did with their tents and all that good stuff. I'd throw away the cure for autism if I had it, because I want to get rid of that doggone lifelong curse that I've had.
Poor guy.
And, oh yeah, I would trade in my PS2 for another thing. Or, otherwise, I'd make one from wood if it was hard enough. But you know what I did? I did it. I made one from Legos and pixel blocks. And believe it or not, I actually play Guitar Hero on this thing. Thunder Horse!
In the beginning of 2007, Christian started
You really need
working
to
on
take
a
that
DVD
shirt out of the
called
rotation.
Yep, I'm
That's
on
his,
TV, which would become
that's
a
his
collection of all
signature.
his
You gotta
TV
have your
appearances
signatures.
and his homemade videos, in addition to a slideshow of his pictures up to 2007. He planned to make and release it.
Thank
to
you,
only a
Rich,
small
for
selection of
gifting
people,
a
including
membership
Mrs.
to
Sanford,
Tricky
with whom he
Panda.
got in touch
Appreciate
via
that.
email. You may be able to help me in a portion of it now. There will be a slideshow projected
Eric
from my
versus Ricky
PlayStation Portable,
Berwick. I don't know
featuring
about
not
that.
only pics of me growing up, but the friends, teachers, and relatives.
The volume's
I've known
pretty
and
loud,
remembered,
level 1. It's
either from heart,
almost
like
peaking. If I
yourself,
turn it up
as
any
well as
louder,
yearbook signatures.
it would be drowning
As
me
for what
out.
had happened during PBCC, in a nutshell, about midsummer 2003, I've realized upon revelation that I needed a girlfriend to make into a sweetheart from the ground up. So, with the sign, which I've later realized that it made me look slow-minded, the R word, I've started my enduring love quest. The Dean of Student Services, Mary Lee Walsh, came out and tore my sign up right in front of me and said, "You're not gonna get a girlfriend this way."
Michael,
or
you
anyway."
got Google.
That shattered my heart.
We're in
and
part
hurted
4.
my
I
soul.
can't stop the
And it
stream and
wasn't
explain it.
her.
Just
The policemen
jump
and
in. You'll
posters in
figure
brown,
out soon
white,
enough.
And red, aka the jerk cops, blue and
The
black
jerk
are the
cops.
true police soldiers. Also seriously indented the impression that Virginia is for virgins, not lovers. He talked about his high hopes for a future with Megan and ensured his former teacher that she would receive a copy of the DVD. 3 days before his birthday, he completed Sonichu issue 6. The first story, titled
See-
Episode 12.5,
He was definitely a creative mind. What he should have did is he should have just wrote stories and like legitimately tried to publish them. Maybe he could have had something like, you know, I guess if Amazon was a thing back then. Now you can make a book and have it published on Amazon pretty easily. I've had a few things published, but definitely a creative mind. You got to give Chris Chan that at least, right, guys? You got to give Chris Chan that. What's up,
is
Megavania?
strikingly distinct from all the episodes thus far, which stars his recently deceased dog, Patty. The story opens with a creative blend of photographic backgrounds and a hand-drawn Patty who wishes she could speak so she could thank Christian for all he has done for her. The next morning, Christian walks outside to feed her, only to discover his dog has transformed into an anthropomorphic dog-like creature who
Look
can
at that.
talk.
He made it
They
like
spend
Roger
some
Rabbit
leisurely time
almost.
together, and she tells Chris that she wishes to roam free outside her pen. Chris leads her indoors and shows her his room, which Patty calls crowded, and suggests that if he got a girlfriend, she would help him tidy up. Using
Jeez.
a Nintendo DS, Chris reveals a portal which opens up to Quickville and declares the town Patty's new roaming grounds.
Wait a
where she
minute.
can finally explore with freedom.
That almost looked like it was some fucking bestiality shit going on right there with his dog. Oh.
Explore with freedom. The final page of the story is a simple full-page tribute to Patty Chandler. The next episode resumes where the last comic left off. As Chris and the gang debate the best way to rescue Crystal, they come to
How
the
far along
conclusion
am
that
I?
they need to
It
acquire
says it
the
right
7
there on the
Sonichu
screen,
balls
guys,
to save
underneath
her.
the
They
video
discover an
player.
evil green Sonichu, who then envelops Chris in a dark dimension in which he announces himself as the Sonichu form of Natesurk, who then reveals his true form and declares that he is, in fact, Reldnak Natsu Natesurk. As the name implies, he is completely the opposite of Christian, with his semi-bare chest symbolizing
So
his
he made
raging
an evil version of
homosexuality,
Chris?
which horrifies and offends Chris. Meanwhile, Black Sonichu announces that he has turned his back
This is
on
demonic,
Natesurk,
says
and now he is
Patricia.
on friendly terms with
I mean, you're
Chris's
not
friends,
wrong.
and has also all of a sudden developed a romantic interest in Bubbles. Chris and Natesurk transform into their Sonichu forms and battle until Chris-chan somehow ends up back in Manchester High School. Just as Natesurk is about to deal the final blow, a phantom basketball knocks him unconscious. Chris is
Phantom
woken up
basketball.
by Megan, who tells him that Natesurk fell into a coma after hitting his head on the bleachers and is currently in the hospital. Bionic the Hedgehog reveals himself
Creative
as the one
mind,
who wielded
creative
the basketball
mind.
at Natesurk's head. They reminisce about old times and how Chris hasn't drawn Bionic since 2004. Chris laments that he is 25 years old, having never even had a date. The dialogue
Yes, Rich. On my channel, I literally have a live stream tab where people can look at all of my live streams that I've ever done on the channel. So yeah, if you want to go back and look at the last one, yeah, go check it out. Is this Chat GPT? No, it's not Chat GPT.
only becomes a promo.
It's literally
for his
a
up-and-coming-
documentary
Yep.
that's been on for 4 years on YouTube, guys. I'm looking at it right here on a YouTube screen. I don't understand the confusion in this. I'm looking at somebody's YouTube video. It says Chris Chan, A Comprehensive History Part 4, shows the YouTube channel.
I'm on TV DVD, which would not
What's
be
up,
available
Barbicus?
for purchase. The scene cuts to 10 weeks later, when Natesurk awakens from his coma with a fiery urge to murder Bionic the Hedgehog.
What's up,
On February
Trolls of
24th, 2007, Christian celebrated his very special 25th birthday. He held the joint birthday and DVD launch party at what appeared to be the game place. To mark the special occasion and to instill his wisdom unto
25.
others, he recorded his important message video, in which he reflects on all he has learned over the course of his
What's
life.
up, Casey's Raw?
He wished for it to become an educational video shown in schools, but this goal has yet to be accomplished.
Hello.
Well, no shit, it hasn't happened. Now it's definitely not going to be happening. Okay, so this video he made on his birthday, and he made it with the intent of it being shown at schools.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, and dudes of all teenagers, as well as the gals.
The gals.
My name is Christian Chandler. I am here, and y'all are there. This message is for everyone of the present and the future.
2007.
February 24th, 2007. My birthday. My 25th
Oh, thank you so much,
birthday.
Casey's Raw,
I
for
am
renewing your
FLQ
membership.
autistic,
I appreciate
and
that.
In my 25 years, I have seen and learned so much. And
Oh, I would
today,
love a
I
Sonic
am
Chew
here to
medallion,
present and share
3-frame.
some wise words that I hope each and every one of you will take to heart and allow for yourself and everyone else a better, brighter future.
He encourages his audience not to take up dirty habits like drinking or smoking.
Dudes of
You
all
should
ages
avoid
and
at all
teens.
costs smoking, drinking alcohol, and intaking similar icky, dangerous stuff. And smoking will eventually cause cancer, and you'll be more likely to get heart attack, viruses, and your life will be cut drastically short. They don't call cigarettes and cigars death sticks for nothing other than killing you slowly. If I could, I would take
I
every
appreciate
last
that
ounce of
again,
tobacco,
Casey's Raw. Thank you
put 'em
so
on a
much.
rocket, and shoot 'em up to the moon.
If you guys aren't channel members yet,
He
consider
encourages boys to
clicking the
buy a
join
My
button
Little
at the
Pony
bottom
figure
of the
to get
stream.
accustomed to the female form and pretend to treat it like the girl
I
they
appreciate
like.
that.
You're
Well
a
over
young
a decade.
gentleman,
That's a long
I
time, man.
recommend buying
Thank you
yourself
so
a My
much.
Little Pony figure of your favorite color or whatever.
I'm no Chris Chan.
Now, stroking the hair of said pony is very relaxing.
Oh
and
my
therapeutic,
god.
And also rubbing it against your teeth. That's nice.
Stroking the hair is very therapeutic and relaxing. And also rubbing it against your cheek, that's nice. Are bronies still a thing? Like I remember like in the early 2000s, like the brony thing like started happening. There was like brony conventions and stuff. Are they still a thing? Are they as popular as they used to be? ABE Nation, yes. SARS attacks. I will be there. You do not need to do all caps. I could see your comment just fine.
Nice. And also, you can pretend that the pony is that girl you want to take out to. You want to take out sometime, and talk to the pony like you would talk to the girl.
And he
Talk to the
recommends that
pony
girls
like you
get
talk to the girl.
Transformers.
Now, for the ladies, I recommend a good old Autobot from Transformers. Because you can get to learn how to...
Dude, this is like legit one step away from using amiibos to propose to a girl. Like, I'm serious. This is one step away from using amiibos to propose to a girl.
Examine the mechanics and variations of each and every, of the Autobot you have. Like you would try, like
What's
you
up, Bill
learn
Bones?
how a man works, and it'll allow you to feel more comfortable in approaching and talking to that boy you've been flirting from a distance, or just been flirting with from
If
a
I could
distance.
think it, someone's done it.
And
God
hopefully,
bless their fucking soul.
All you have to do is just end up and say hello. I mean, it's not so hard. All you have to do is say hello to the man, ladies. That's all. And
Oh man, you
everything will
get
just
that?
going from there.
He's basically telling girls that would watch that how to say hi to guys because he really wants a boyfriend-free girlfriend still. I'm gonna rewind that.
All you have to do is just end up and say hello. I mean, it's not so hard. All you have
Like,
to do
clearly
is
a
say
lonely
hello
guy.
to the man, ladies. That's all. And everything will just get rolling from there.
It's hard.
Encourage
It's hard
his
to
girl.
like not feel bad for him looking at this stuff, but then you gotta remember later on, you know, he went to jail. So, all right.
To be more open to having a relationship.
Like, I'm
with
not
less
laughing
attractive
about it,
males,
but,
and
yeah.
states the importance of staying with your first mate, neglecting that both of his parents were married before. He finally stresses the point that it is crucial that boys and girls stay straight.
Also, keep in mind that while you're playing
It's also
with these
funny
things,
that,
you should keep
you
in mind
know-
of what your true original gender is, because it's like you're learning about that girl you want to take on a date, young man. Or likewise, you're
He's
feeling more
also
comfortable
super,
to approach
like,
that boy and just
against
saying hello that you've been checking out
being
from a
gay
distance.
back then, but then
young lady.
eventually they turned
And hopefully in
transgender.
due time or now, each and every one of you will stay straight. You know, girl for boy, boy for girl. Everything else is vice, as said by Dr. Kinsey. And besides, if you stray away from the straight path, it can really jeopardize the entire future.
Oh yeah, I
of the
definitely
world
feel
and the
bad for
human
his
race.
mom. Michael, you
This
can
video
Google
will
it.
become the final addition to his DVD.
I am Christopher Christian Weston Chandler. Live long and shine on in your very own unique way. War is never the answer. Peace is. Never fight. Compliments will get you fuzzy wuzzies.
Fuzzy
War gets you
Wuzzies.
prickly wicklies. As well as punches, they get you those too. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
In March, Chris reignited communications via email with his half-brother Cole Smithy, who had made a career for himself as a film critic.
Wait, he has a
This
fucking
renewed interest was
half
most
brother?
likely in order to acquire his address so he could send his DVD to his brother. I've talked to Mom, and I quote her when she said, "I do not regret giving life to Cole. We've had a bunch of good years."
Jay Gibbons says, Amiibos give the ladies the fuzzy wuzzies. I mean, especially if they're the squishy amiibo.
Up till the madness. And all things considered, I still
Squishy.
love Cole very much, like any other mother would for her son. She really does. Cole's response was brutally cold and honest. I grew up in an abusive household with Barbara and my former stepfather, Jerry, where physical and mental punishments ran the gambit, from bare-assed beatings to cold showers to bizarre scenarios, acted out with glee by two deeply neurotic adults. The treatment I received in Richmond, Virginia, was another matter altogether. To raise a child in such conditions is inexcusable. Even at a very young age, I knew that they would abandon me. They were both irresponsible and incompetent parents who exposed me to traumas that I would rather not remember. He continued to elaborate on his feelings towards Bob.
So,
The crux of my problem with Barbara comes from two sources. The first is Bob.
wait, his older half brother was abused? The hell?
Bob's bitter influence on her, which worked to separate our relationship just as Bob did with his own children, with whom he has no association. In nearly 44 years of life, I've never met a meaner or more reprehensible Republican cur than Bob Chandler. I hope that you will email me when he dies so that I can celebrate. Our mutual hatred has never
What
been
the
a
fuck
secret,
is going
and it points
on?
out Barbara's proclivity to isolate herself via scurrilous mates. The second and more compelling issue that permanently ruined my relationship with Barbara is the litany of lies she tells anyone who will listen about the identity of my biological father and about her marriage history. He revealed that he employed a private investigator to track down his biological father, who was most likely a man.
Whoa, shit. Real quick, that always scares me. Jay Gibbons. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that.
Jay Gibbons 510 tipped $2. Thanks. Keep speaking the truth and brining the awesome content. Curse lit.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm trying. I've lost like 1,000 subs since January, but I'm still trying. The goal is 100,000. So if you guys watching this, even if you just share it out, post it out like on your wall, tweet it out, click like. Liking is a big thing. That would help out. Can I get a hashtag Jay Gibbons in the chat, please?
Barbara was married. Go ahead.
Somebody
and
asked
send
if I
your
think
DVD to my address
Chris is
listed
handsome.
below. You and I may be related,
Nah.
but our mother only loves you.
Somebody should have fucked him, though.
As the months progressed, Chris and Megan's strained relationship carried on. She told him that she did not appreciate him depicting her original female characters with breasts, and once more ordered Christian to stop touching her.
Dude,
In
why
May,
doesn't he get the hint
Chris
about
created
Megan?
a YouTube account called Sonichu and uploaded his first video, a fight on the game Soul Calibur of Chris versus Mary Lee
Oh
Walsh.
shit, I remember fucking... Oh god. Man, he's still fucking pissed at Mary Lee Walsh years later for fucking taking down his signs? That's funny.
In June, Megan left for Kentucky, with Chris emailing her frequently, updating her with his activities at the game place, and saying
How do they
much
get
he
the
missed her.
records of
He
the
also mentioned
emails,
attending
guys? How do they get the records of all this shit? Like, did trolls get all this, or is Chris Chan, like... Did Chris Chan post all of his fucking history of every single email correspondence he ever had with people? Like, how do they get a hold of all this shit? That's what I want to know.
Coming rummage sale in town, which ended up being reported on in the Daily Progress, with Barbara and Christian receiving an honorary mention. Right behind Ross, Christian and Barbara Chandler were waiting to shop. Christian wanted
Both?
toys and video games,
Jesus.
while his mother wanted to look for fabric.
I'm
In
glad
the
I've never
meantime,
emailed Chris
Sony held
Chan.
the Chop Chop Master Onions
Hey,
Rap Showdown
Parappa the Rapper.
contest to promote the Parappa the Rapper video game, which required contestants to submit a video of themselves performing a song from the game.
No, he
However,
didn't.
They were limited to only using their own voices, with the use of backing tracks resulting in an immediate disqualification. The winner would get 2 PSPs and an all-expense trip to Seattle's Penny Arcade Expo. Chris was convinced that if he were to win the competition, he could give one of the PSPs to Megan and then invite her along to Seattle so she could fall in love with him and finally take his virginity.
AP station.
Oh,
My name
here
is
we
Christian
go.
Chandler. I live in Rockville, Virginia. I have a PSP. I like to rap. I play with the rapper. I go with you now. The only song I know is Master Onion,
Onion.
which I got from a demo I borrowed from my friend Megan.
Chris's video was far from polished.
Hey,
with rehearsal
hey, hold on.
probably kept
Real quick. Orange shirt. He has a new shirt right there. My boy's wearing a fucking new shirt. I'm just saying. He dressed up nice. He fucking made the Sonichu medallion look nice and clean. He's got the haircut going, fresh new shirt. He cleaned up the background. He was really trying to win that PSP from Megan right there. I'll just tell you guys that much. You said this because channels like Asmongold and Casper's site do well reacting videos for a while. Then they do gaming. Oh, I get you on that, man. I'm just trying a little bit. Looks like a tick. Oh my God, he does.
Kept at a minimum.
Kick, punch, it's all in the mind.
Kick,
You want
punch. I remember that
to
song.
feel fine. That you all things that I teach you sure to beat ya. Over the rest of that to listen to
He inserts various seemingly random video effects, which were at his disposal via the camera he used to film the video, the PlayStation Eye.
duck and turn, duck and turn. We're gonna jump and pose, jump, pose. Come on now, watch it follow my word. Cause it's almost done.
Hey.
Things worse. Do rock on, yo. Na 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 na.
He tried.
Rap, rap, rap. That's a rap.
The following month, Christian found
What's
out
up,
that
boat
his entry
captain?
made it into the top 10 and was now eligible to the public vote, ultimately due to the low number of total entries. He announced his elation online and urged everyone to vote for him on all his websites and social media. He also emailed several people asking for their vote. This included some unlikely
Yeah,
candidates,
it was a
such
mental
as his former guidance counselor from
mental
PECC,
issue, mental
Susan
health.
Hannafin, and his brother. After some deliberation, Cole agreed to vote for Chris, only after Chris asked their mother about who Cole's real father was. Chris promptly replied
completely
that he asked
agree,
her and claimed
Arbicus.
that his father was Jack Dale Smithy, which Cole knew to be untrue. Understandably unsatisfied and upset, he continued to email Chris about how
I have
Barbara
not, boat
enveloped his
captain.
life
I'm
in
taking the
lies,
journey
closing with
apart
an
at a
earnest wish to be
time.
informed of Bob's eventual passing.
I'm only on part
Chris
4,
intensified his campaign
boat captain. No spoilers. I'm just joking. I'm only on part 4. No spoilers. Nah, I'm
by
just
handing
joking.
out flyers at the game place, urging fellow visitors to vote. He even resorted to voting for his own video by making fake accounts, and gave himself a glowing review. From Quick Sonichu,
He really
Video
wanted to
Lucky
win
7. Such honesty of his situation and devotion for his lucky girlfriend adds great emotions to his
What's up,
performance.
Marcus?
The visually appealing effects added the best humor and biggest laugh I had among the bunch. I enjoyed the fun background of his assumed-to-be bedroom, and his informative feedback on playing Guitar Hero on PlayStation 3 was truly a wise and great addition. Also, he has nailed the lyrics a cappella. As this brave autistic warrior so creatively put it at the end, rap, 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 that's a rap. Truly the cherry on
Rap,
the top
rap,
of the
rap.
sundae. A perfect score of 5 out of 5 stars for his marvelous effort, and smiling at knowing he looked a bit stupid. Voting was closed at the end of July. The polls are closed, and I am anxious to find out if I am number 1 of the Rappas or not. I really want that trip to Seattle so I can be with my sweet Megan longer than usual and have fun together. I love her so much.
Man, he was
On
sprung
August
up
3rd,
for Megan,
it was
man.
announced that the winner of the Chop Chop Master Onions Rap Showdown was Adam Stackhouse.
Crack, crack, crack the egg into the bowl. Crack, crack, crack,
Crack
the egg into
to
the
the
bowl.
bowl.
M-I-X the flour into the bowl.
Chris immediately wrote a strongly capitalized email to Sony. demanding
Holy
they
shit, he's
reconsider.
mad.
I really wanted that trip so I could have a chance to impress my sweetest Megan and possibly fulfill my dream of getting married and soon have a daughter named Crystal. Yet now I,
Do you think Sony actually read this and fucking just laughed their ass off at this dude being mad at them?
a frustrated, high-functionally autistic 25-year-old virgin, have been balls broken like I have through a big chunk of my life in America's favorite game, Kick the Autistic.
No, Megan was
Sigh.
not the one from his childhood. That was Sarah, I think. Megan was one that he became friends with later on, and I think, if I'm mistaken, Sarah was the one that told him Casper was under the house, right? That was Sarah. Or was that Megan? Megan was somebody he met later on. And Megan, I think, am I mistaken? Or is Megan the one from childhood? There was a Sarah, right? I'm getting everything fucking discombobulated. Because one of them stayed for Christmas at his house. Was that Megan? Or was that Sarah? Who's my freaking head connoisseur of history. for who's the master of Chan lore in here? Because I'm still picking up on it. If anybody can correct me on that or clarify, I need my Chan expert. Who's the resident Chan expert? One locked him in a closet. Yeah, there was like one that like told him Casper was underneath the house or some shit, and I think it was Sarah. Megan's the girl from the... Okay, so he met Megan from the card shop. That's what it was. Like she was like the fellow nerd. That's why he fell in love with her, because Sarah was into like the anime stuff and all that. All right.
I had my fantasies of having fun with Megan, taking her to a really extravagant destination. I am not rich. Taking a long-wanted tour of the Nintendo of America company tour.
So 3Frame is the expert.
Playing Guitar Hero against the guy in the Parappa costume. Jamming with Megan in the hotel room. And possibly our first time in bed. Sigh.
Oh my God.
Life can be
Did he really write that? Jamming with Megan in the hotel room and possibly our first time in bed. Jesus fucking... Dude, at this point, somebody should have just fucked Chris. Like, someone should have took one for the team with Chris.
Jamming with Megan in the hotel room, and possibly our first time in bed. Sigh. Life can be so...
Look at all those O's.
Unfair and f***ing corrupt. But I digress. Take the acapella rule to the max on those 3 out of 10 videos. Take care, Christian Weston Chandler. He argued that the winning entry used a backing track and had to be disqualified. However, since the backing music was actually sung in a cappella, the entry was deemed suitable. Chris seemingly ignored the rule that contestants could not rewrite the lyrics.
There's 3 or 4
which
experts
Chris
here.
obviously did, thusly disqualifying himself. He directed his anger towards Stackhouse in his blog post on the PlayStation
Holy
Network's website.
shit.
This is directed mostly to Adam Stackhouse, the SOB who was the alphabetically first video in the Parappa contest and got wrongfully the big prize. This jerk's video was against the no music rule. His, Surya Butchwald, and Aperluski's video all should have been disqualified because they all had
He's
music.
angry.
He also let Megan know about his sorrow.
People tried to fuck
I'm
him?
angry, depressed, and lonesome, all simultaneously. I worked so damn hard. I sent like over 500 messages between MySpace, PlayStation Network, and AOL. And I even made
Look
up
at this.
over 120 dummy email accounts to match with their dummy PlayStation accounts.
He's
so I could
admitting
stuff
that he
the
made fucking dummy accounts? Wow.
ballot. Sigh. I failed. So much effort. Rapping and dancing with goofy effects to be even considered. Spreading the word as far and wide as possible. Wasted. And I did it all for you, Megan. I had you in my heart.
I say
top
guy
three
because at this point in time they're still a
Megan
guy,
finally let him
Arbicus.
have a piece of her mind. I just want to say that your behavior has irritated me for the last time. First, I'll start off with saying that I'm glad you didn't win the contest, because I have no interest in going on
Jesus
a trip
Christ.
alone with someone who can't keep his hands off me. I'm not your girlfriend, and I never will be.
Right there, he should have just fucking... Okay, again, I asked earlier. I don't know if you guys were in here. By the way, leave a like if you haven't yet. Smash the like fucking button. I'm tired of you guys not smashing that like. No, but honestly, like, Megan should have fucked off. Like, she should have been like, look, this guy's fucking nuts. This guy's crazy. He's fucking obsessed with me. I don't like when he touches me. Like, she should have fucking just, like... He should have, like... took the hint, which he couldn't. He was super in love with her. So she should have moved on. But, yeah, like somebody said earlier, I think she liked the attention. She's a beta orbiter. Like I think Word Up Russia said it. That makes the most sense. Like, she was taking advantage of the benefits without having to fuck. You know, he was probably buying her food, buying her presents, making her mixtapes. Who knows, right? Like 110 fucking percent. Like she didn't help. Like at all. Like she knew he was fucked in the head, and she's just like doing this. That's fucked. Yeah, I agree. 3Frame.
When I say don't touch me, that means don't touch me. What may seem friendly to you is sexual harassment to me. And I don't like your Megan obsession. I don't like being a character in your comics. I don't like how you made me a character in Soul Calibur and Animal Crossing. That kind of...
Real quick, has anybody tried to look up any of these girls that are like in the Chris Chaniverse? And like, I guess because you guys were saying it was like Kiwi Farms and stuff. Did Kiwi Farms ever like reach out to these people? Not that I want anybody to like dox or reach out to anybody, but like these people are like in a 74-part fucking comprehensive history of a fucking grown adult's life. Like, they have to be fully aware that Chris Chan went off on the deep end by this point, right? Like, imagine being involved in this guy's life and, like, finding out you're featured in a 74-part documentary about the dude. Here and there. Can't sleep because of upset stomach. Oh,
behavior really freaks
I'm glad
me
to
out.
help, Boat Captain.
To release his rage, Christian filmed a video of himself shooting a dart-firing Megatron pistol at a dartboard with a photo of Adam Stackhouse's face on it.
Oh my god.
And that.
At least it was just a dart gun.
Adam Stackhouse, Apraluski, Rudell, and Surya Butchwald. They should have been disqualified because they had music and more than one person in their Freakazoid videos.
One showed up on the forum.
His attitude towards Megan
She's hot for a fucking nerd, like in the fucking early 2000s. I bet you she grew up to be a fucking MILF. I bet you she's a fucking hottie now.
little, announcing his displeasure at her fraternizing with her friend Christopher. The hugging was one thing, but when I heard the smack of your kiss on his cheek, it started a chain reaction in my head, from OMG to simultaneous infuriation and jealousy. I assure you that I would not do anything extreme to Christopher. Originally, I was not fond of him, because it was obvious that he was a homo. Yes,
Jesus
I am
Christ.
a homophobe. I fear them all, and I fear the tormenting temptations of falling off the straight path. But then I mentally, sometimes from a DVD, and if you'll pardon the expression, shove some pussy in my face. I tell you what, if I ever stoop down to changing my path, I might as well get a gender change operation.
He did get a gender change
In late
operation
October,
eventually.
Daniel Mims, who frequented the game place, covertly snapped a couple of photos of Chris in mid-battle, and his buddy Lucas uploaded them onto the anonymous image board, 4chan.
Oh
A
boy.
user on the comedy website, Something Awful, who had seen Christian on the UVA campus, created a thread focused on Christian and his comics, unleashing the
Begins.
Christian myth onto the world. Members debated over the veracity of his supposed actions, and those who have witnessed him in person shared their stories. The fascination around Chris quickly spread to other websites.
So this is
The
how he
outlandishness of
became
the
fucking
situation
viral.
motivated people to draw inappropriate fan art featuring Chris and his Sonichu characters. On November 3rd, in a thread on 4chan, a
Can't
user
look at the
named
unedited
Evan
versions of
Christopher
those.
George was encouraged to send Chris an email showcasing a small selection of fan art. This is some fan art of Sonichu my friends and I have drawn. I hope you enjoy it. The included images.
Well, yeah,
were
they
Chris
probably
hosting
definitely
girlfriend
didn't do
auditions
fucking
with no darkies written on his desk.
full
a short
operation.
comic about Chris losing his virginity by having sex with Sonichu. A graphic depiction of Sonichu masturbating while yelling out, "No darkies, jerk-op."
Holy
and Chris
crap.
and Sonic Thorndike, a character conceived by one Blaze Sonic, having a stare down. Chris's reply was rather unexpected. Thank you for your fan art contributions.
Oh, man.
In constructive criticism, I like the one with me and a girlfriend auditions, as well as my glaring in the eyes of the blue guy. But I'm feeling great detest towards the other two. Sonichu and I are not of that nature at all. If you would like to make it up to me, though, please draw a strip of Rosechu stripping for Sonichu and have him f her, and draw Rosechu masturbating and squirtin'. I am straight,
What? Draw Rose to masturbating and squirting. Oh my god. He tried getting this off the net. Oh yeah, for sure. That didn't go well. This just made things worse, for sure.
Damn it. I will not be veered in any other disgustingly grotesque direction. Again, most nasty fan arts are not...
What would you guys do if I somehow got Christine Chandler to do an interview with me? Do they do interviews? I know that they went to too many games 1 year that I didn't go. It was like the one fucking year that I didn't go. They had a meltdown at too many games. I hope it's in one of these parts.
Not appreciated at all. Please feel free to share that quote with the rest of the fans. Sincerely, Christian Weston Chandler. We're keeping track. Evan immediately posted Chris's response on 4chan, and in order to archive all future interactions, Jason Kendrick Howell created a page on the satirical Wikipedia-style website, Encyclopedia
Man, I
Dramatica,
remember
solely
Encyclopedia
devoted to
Dramatica.
Christian,
So much
under
bullshit
the
used to come
assumption
off
that
of
these
that.
people on the internet provoking and making fun of him, or
I
trolls,
busted
were
Larry
genuine
Bundy
fans
for
of
being a
his. He
contributor
shared
on
the
that.
news with Megan. The good news, though, is that I've had more fans for Sonichu than I thought. Now the worst to bad. I got this email earlier that had a set of 4 fan art of Sonichu and me. While I enjoyed more the spoof of me sitting by a box on a sidewalk, girlfriend auditions, and the one with me glaring in the eyes of a blue hedgehog in armor. The other 2, in that set of 4, freaked, creeped, and scared the crap
It's not
out of
until
my
like
head.
part
A
50
lot worse
something.
than my freak out over you on Christopher's lap last night. Please keep that in private. In other words, get a room. I sent him a reply with respective criticism. I was infuriated. He also found out about an artist on the website DeviantArt who had made Sonichu-related fan art,
DeviantArt,
but
you
did
gotta
not
love
credit Chris
DeviantArt.
in it, and also discovered the Encyclopedia Dramatica page. In the meantime, Evan continued to send Chris more fan art. I'm very sorry I disappointed you, Chris Chan. I drew what you wished. He sent a drawing of a naked Rose Chew having sex with Sonichu, and finally masturbating and squirting out of her gigantic penis. Oh, and here's more art from more of my friends. I didn't draw any of this stuff though, so if you don't like it, I have no guilt. This email included more graphic content, including Mary Lee
Jesus
Walsh
Christ.
and a transgender Rose Chew. Alright, I have one last batch of fan art. I'm sorry to send so many to you, but my friends are really eager to share it all. I hope you enjoy. He attached more fan art, a few more tasteful than the rest.
Do you
Chris
think he
replied,
liked all this?
disclosing a link to the ED page about him. Evan coyly denied accountability. What? What a horrible page. I'm sorry. I must wonder how they got pictures of our emails. I hope no one's hacking my email account.
Oh god, the classic, oh, I don't know how they got my email. I hope they didn't hack me. Yeah, Larry Bundy tried to do that one to me last fucking 2 weeks ago. We're watching the comprehensive history of Chris Chan. Internet locale extraordinaire. OG Let's Player. The creator of the Sonichu universe. Leave a like if you haven't yet, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Ignoring security concerns, Christian sent another angry email. Do me a favor, draw a vagina on my Rose Chew. Rose Chew is a girl. She never had a frickin' pickle. If I see one more frickin' pickle, and
Oh
you
my
spread this
God.
quote to other adult fan artists, I will create you in Soul Calibur 3 and beat you up like there's
So they were sending Rose Chew with a dick to him on purpose, and he was getting angry.
no tomorrow. Evan replied with a simple uh-oh and a picture of Rose Chew holding a pickle, saying, I wish pickles could masturbate and squirt. And Evan saying, Fudge, you're going to beat me up in SC3 now, aren't you? I shouldn't have let our souls get fiercely entangled.
What's up, Sean?
On November
Pickle.
4th, someone who called herself Vivian G sent an email claiming that she independently created a similar character called Sonichu and wanted Chris to acknowledge that it wasn't stealing. Evidently,
Wow.
he stated that it was fan art and that she shouldn't keep doing it because his characters mean too much to him. Vivian then sent a caps-locked email trying to convince him to improve himself. Jesus, are you so high on your horse that you think it's fan art? Jesus Christ, man, you are irritating me. You are putting me under more damn stress than you'll ever have.
So people
I
were
want
just
to
emailing
express
him
my
and fucking with
goddamn
him,
self
right?
to the internet, and I find that some prick who thinks he's so great can call homosexuals wrong. And I have 2 lesbian friends who would be offended as by your ignorance. And things like going around stalking girls will get you a girlfriend.
Oh,
Newsflash,
man.
bitch. You mean nothing to this world. And you'll
Cartoon
never get
Network, Sonic
laid
Boom,
unless you
reference
improve
Chris Chan.
yourself.
I did not know
Your
that.
troubles with jerk cops isn't because of them.
What's
It's
up,
because
Ant
of
B
you.
Gaming? Yes,
Fuck off
I
and
will have a
die.
panel at Retropalooza.
This entire debacle with trolls encouraged Joshua Martinez to toy with Chris, who first met him at James Madison University, where they both received speech therapy and remained as acquaintances. He managed to convince Chris that he regularly schmoozed with movie stars, thanks to his connections to the movie business. He contacted Chris and claimed that he found a girl who would like to meet him, when in fact, he was only trolling him. He
Wait,
even
so a
pretended to be
classmate, a
this
former
Lori, and
classmate
had a
of his
conversation with Chris through instant messaging.
catfished his
Christian
ass?
reported on his elation in an email to Anna. Her name is Lori Lopez. I chatted with her through AOL Instant Message last night.
What a
She was really sweet,
dick.
and not only did I have a great time getting to know her, but, blush, I got turned on. I know that she works at a car lot, I think. She is 23, brunette, brown eyes, and she is a mix of American and Spanish. If you've watched the movie Into the Blue, the starring woman, Jessica
Man.
Alba, is an American-Spanish mix.
It's really hard not to feel bad for this dude, but then I have to tell myself later on he did fucked up shit. So, right now I'm torn between the, man, this dude was just bullied. And then I'm also torn between the, like, oh, fuck this guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm at right now with the Chris Chan shit. Oh, I know it gets worse. I know it gets worse. But, you know, people knowingly fucking with him. You know what I mean? Like, you tell me this fucking dude that was his former classmate didn't know he was fucking autistic and mentally fucking ill, and he just does it to fuck with him. Or like Megan didn't fucking know his issues. Like, none of these people fucking helped. It is like watching the Titanic. You know it's gonna fucking, you know what's gonna happen at the end of it. What's my favorite game of all time? Ocarina of Time. But yeah, I'm gonna stop feeling sorry, and I'm just gonna let it play out because I know how it ends. It's just, jeez, sheesh.
As well. He also mentioned her to Megan and even attached a supposed photo of her. On November 7th, Chris filmed a video pleading those involved with the ED page to be more respectful about him and take it down, and talked in length about his life and what caused him to be in his current situation.
It has come to my attention that I have a
Rough
lot
Skin's the
more
new
fans
salt.
of my electric hedgehog Pokemon Sonichu than I had originally thought. And I thank each and every one of you for your support. And I will draw more comics when I get some positive inspiration or when I feel like it. After all, everybody has a life, so do I. I have a life. I would like to humbly apologize for appearing to be some kind of sleaze, troll, badass, or whatever adjectives, good or explicit, you may feel about me.
This guy legit
Please
reminds me
understand,
of somebody
I am a
that's on the internet
25-year-old
right now. I'm not going to say any
functioning
names,
autistic
but
with a simple, peaceful dream of becoming a father of a sweet, little pretty girl who I will dub the name Crystal Weston Chandler. Crystal, a name that sounds similar to mine, but it has a nice ring to it.
He claims that his family, on his mother's side, stems from British royalty.
new shirt right
Weston,
there, by the
my
way.
mother's maiden name, and a proper English name from royal descent. As a matter of fact, among my mother's side in the ancestral traits, we have been traced down to Daniel Weston, who was on the Mayflower voyage, and beyond him, Anne Boleyn, who was the one of King Henry VIII's wives, who gave birth to Queen Elizabeth.
No, not
I.
Cyrax. I keep
He
hearing
talks
that
about his
name.
upbringing.
I keep hearing about Cyrax, but I have no clue who the fuck that person is. Maybe when we're done with the 74-part Chris Chan stuff, next fucking millennium, how long this takes, I could glance at that stuff.
The struggles of the school system and his achievements in high school. He defends his methods for finding a sweetheart.
All I did was sit around with
What's
a
up,
sign by
McCoy?
my side that said I was looking for a boyfriend-free girl, 1825,
Boyfriend-free girl.
all that page.
You got snow?
And I did all
It was
that because I have
93
fear of
degrees where
rejection
I'm at
and the
today.
infinitely high boyfriend factor, because you cannot tell which ladies are paired up and which are not. And wedding rings, that's just a whole different story, because they're married. Because it's not like you give every woman a ring who's already paired up. And this is one perspective. So please understand.
That music
I am
just
not
makes
a
it so much
violent
more
person.
sad.
I'm decent. I come from a caring, loving pair of parents. I'm kind, I'm considerate, I will respect your space and your feelings ever so much. Thank you very much for your time and listening, and please remember, I'm an innocent person. Just like most every one of you, I've had my faults, I've had my share of
I think I've
bad
seen that one
times and my share of
before,
good times.
Boat
Please
Captain.
understand that.
I'm blocked
you
by
again.
DSP. He
Take
blocked
care.
me like in
With his
2014.
recent upsurge in interest for Chris, he had the ability to raise awareness for his cause, and maybe even take proper action to prevent further trolling. Or better yet, if he took better care of his online presence, he could have made all of this fade away.
Hey, nice. Hold on. Check out his collection.
Interest for Chris,
Oh, shit.
he had the ability to raise awareness for his cause, and maybe even take proper action to prevent further trolling. Or better yet, if he took better care of his online presence, he could have made all of this fade away.
What do we got there? Looks like manga and stuff. My Little Pony. Is that a Family Guy DVD? Was that Seinfeld? Are these all cartoons? I can't really tell. What do we got? Blu-ray? No, that's too early for Blu-ray. We got some good GameCube games. Sonic right there. Sonic Plus collection at least right there. It's that Spider-Man on GameCube. Luigi's Mansion right there. Looks like Mario Kart Double Dash. Okay. He definitely was a brony and a jabroni. Look at that. All right. Part 5. Did we have fun, guys? We're going to watch part 5 in a minute, but I need you guys to smash that like. How many likes do we got? How many likes are we at? We are... I can't even see. We're at 37 likes, but we got 41 people in here. Let's get those up. If you haven't smashed that like yet, there ain't no excuse. Smash that like button. Por favor. I'm going to load up number 5 here. Mambo number 5. I'm going to smash it and load it up right here soon in a minute. All right. I think we're starting to get to the interesting stuff. I love this little music that plays at the beginning of it.
What made him this way? What is the attraction? What keeps us
Thank you guys for
fascinated?
liking. Thank you, 3Frame.
This is the story of Chris Chan.
This is a story of Chris Chan. Man, I don't know what I would do if somebody made a fucking 74-part documentary on me. First of all, I don't even think I'm that entertaining enough to have a
Less than a
fucking
week after Christian's
74-part
Encyclopedia Dramatica page
documentary.
was created, someone updated it by uploading an infamous internet-based photograph called Goatsy, which graphically depicts a naked man stretching his anus with his fingers snugly within
I've
his
seen
rectum,
Goatsy.
dilating his orifice to
Hold
an
on.
inhumane diameter.
Real
This
quick,
upset Chris so gravely.
if you guys have seen the Goatsy image, push 1 in the chat now. If you guys have seen that Goatsy image. There is a lot of strange Sonic diehards. Sonic has like the weirdest, most cringe, like, fucking fan base. Alexander's seen it. I knew I was not alone. Crimson skid mark. All you gotta do is just push a 1. It doesn't mean that you like it just because you saw it. I mean, I've seen a lot of fucked up shit on the internet. You think the only other people's as much documented as Chris is Elvis and Kim? Matthew seen it? America says, nah, dude. Wolfnar says 1. So yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it.
That he took it upon himself to edit the page to make himself appear more appealing. For example, a paragraph noting his racism was changed to, oh yeah, he's also old-fashioned. In his idea of a sweetheart, she is not black. He is cool with adoption, but his dream of his future daughter calls for blood, tears, and Seminole descent. Not only did he reword sentences and correct historical inaccuracies, but he also extensively added personal information, a tactic which he called information overload.
Thank you so much, man. I didn't get the alert for it yet, but I see it in the chat. Can I get a hashtag Skipperson with the 1999 super chat? 2000 our party, it's out of time. Boom, boom. So tonight I'm gonna party like it's Skipperson's 1999. Thank you so much. Can I get a hashtag Skipperson? And I appreciate that. This has been a fan for years and years. Thank you for all the classic moments on the Game Chasers. Engineer, work, shift work. It's your day off and you're hammered. Hashtag drunk on a Wednesday. Slipping the dub down my G-string, not wrong.
Skipperson donated $19.99 through Super Chat.
Yes, sir.
What
Thank
up,
you so
Eric?
much.
Been a fan for years. Thank you for all the classic moments on those Game Chasers episodes. I am
Appreciate
an engineer
that.
and work shift work. It's my day off.
Well, I hope you have a good day off. We're watching Chris Chan. Appreciate it. All right, let's continue.
While his intention was to evoke sympathy, it only succeeded in fueling
So now
the
we're
fire
getting
for the
the
trolls. In a way to reassert his heterosexuality,
Encyclopedia
he uploaded several of his own sexually charged
Dramatica
drawings, such as one of Sonichu and Roastu
era.
having intercourse, a naked Mary Lee Walsh masturbating, Bubbles and Black Sonichu having sex, and an image called She Came for Quick, which depicted Chris satisfying an unidentified naked woman with his fingers. Those exposed to the picture felt that the woman bore a striking resemblance to his twin sister Crystal, and were convinced that it was an illustration of incest. The fact that he captioned the image with, "Your sister has come for me," didn't help. Outside of his illustrations, he reflected on his obsession with Megan, admitting that he no longer pined for her, and talked about pleasuring himself using his inflatable sex doll, Officer Nasty.
Wait, he has an inflatable sex doll?
I will continue to shove the true facts from my heart and soul down your throats, only until you take this whole page down for good. Chris would go on creating new accounts and further altering the page for the next few years. As the year 2007 drew to a close, Christian bought an anime-styled sex doll named Kimmy and continued to email Megan, telling her that
I
he would
am
meet
definitely
Lori
new to
soon.
the Chris
And
Landshore
on New Year's Eve,
lore.
he sent an email to a friend of Megan's, which contained
This
a
is
new
bringing me
freestyle
up to
poem
date.
called For
See you
My
later,
True
Sean.
Love, I would. For my true love, I treat her tenderly, sweetly, gently, like a summer breeze. I'd caress her skin
Welcome
gently
to the
with my
rabbit
strong
hole. Oh,
fingers.
it's a rabbit
I'd
hole.
take her to eat and provide for her to my ability. I'd start
Officer
small at
Nasty's
McDonald's,
wild.
then let it get better in due time. If she is willing to allow the pleasure, I'd lay her down, caress her gently, tickle her fancy, have her tickle my fancy, and give it to her, with the learned, lonely experience.
This is starting to get very
I
sexual.
love you will be shared daily with a French side dish, I am her soldier, to do for her as she sees fit. In January 2008, Christian created a Facebook account,
I'm not.
which
I
he
don't get
used
surprised
much
or
in the same
shocked by
manner
anything,
as his other
guys.
social media outlets, such as MySpace. He managed to befriend several women in his
What's up,
general
Sega
vicinity
Seth?
and tried to engage in conversations with them. Hi, Christina. I have read your profile and I find you quite interesting.
Dearest
You're pretty,
Abby.
honest, and smart. If you'd like, I'd like to meet you for a
just
soda or coffee.
come in and
get to know
join
you
the
better
fun.
over a pleasant conversation. I also hope you will accept my friend request I have submitted earlier. Please reply if it's all cool. Okay, well, I'm 17 and about to be 18 in a few months, but yeah, I love to party and all that good shit, so hit me up. Cool, Christina. While I don't know what it means to hit me up, I'll assume it means to talk to you more. I look forward to meeting you in person.
How
and
is
learning
all
more about
this
you. And
documented?
if you need a tutor for a school subject, I can probably help you. I've excelled in math and English subjects. Yo tom '2 dos años de español en mi escuela secundaria. And I took 2 years of Spanish in my high school. Take care, Chris Chan. Okay, yeah, well, here's the thing.
Did he
First
really
of
keep
I'm
all of his
17
emails
and
ever?
Too old. And second of all, no or too old for me. And third of all, I'm not into all that Christian shit, but I would still love to be friends with you. And I don't know very many Christians who like to party, cause I'm a hardcore party girl. So, no, nothing like what you may be thinking. I just wanted to be friends with you.
If I told you
I'd
20
wait
years
until
ago you'd
you
be
were at
watching
least
this.
18 before
Hey,
taking
same
it
here,
further.
man.
Also, I can party. I just don't get invited much. There's nothing wrong with simply meeting for a pleasant conversation and soda pop. I promise I will not lay a finger on you. Okay, well, a little FYI, I'm on probation
Man.
and house arrest, and I might get locked up tomorrow for breaking my probation. So let's just take it day by day. I mean, I don't know Oo at all, and people might talk about me hanging with some older dude who I don't know. But I
Oh,
do
man.
hang at DQ, Dairy Queen, every day after school. So drop by and see if Oo can find me. Holla, boy. After
Holla boy. Hang on, I got really fucking sneezy. Cause I thank you, Abby. I got really sneezy all of a sudden.
Christian sent another message divulging more details about himself.
Holla, holla,
Communication
holla.
with Christina ceased. He
I've
also
not seen the
engaged in a
Mario
chat
movie.
with
I'm gonna see it
Christy,
tomorrow.
who
No
accepted his
spoilers,
invitation for a
anybody.
chat over coffee
No
or soda,
spoilers,
but she ultimately
anybody.
declined her acceptance when she revealed that she was a single mother. He also messaged a
Some
Danielle,
classic
whose
visual.
boyfriend in response threatened Chris. On January 20th, Christian pleaded on Facebook for people not to believe what has been written on Encyclopedia Dramatica. There are some cyberbullies who have
allergic to the
taken my
drama.
words and feelings out
No,
of
I'm in
context
love
and
with the
twisted them into meaningless mockery.
Christianiverse.
Please do not believe those terrible rumors. I am a good man who needs a female sweetheart to soothe my pains from loneliness,
We
stress
all
of
need a
social
female
influences,
sweetheart.
and heartaches. Please help me, so I can help you one day. 4 days later, he described his near encounter with a lady at the Alderman Library. I was playing Sudoku on my PSP, and I was listening in on this conversation between a couple of cute ladies.
Skipperson again with the $4.99 super chat. Hashtag Skipperson says, next time Jay Hoof does a stream on Review Text
Skipperson donated
USA Stream Channel,
$4.99
what should I
through
super chat him in honor?
The next time Jay Hooft does a stream on Review2Choose's stream channel, what should I super chat him in honor of 8BE?
Tell him, okay. Hopefully he doesn't go into detail about this, but if you're watching Jay Hoof stream later on this week, ask him if he likes Dr. Pepper. Say 8-Bit Eric. 8-Bit Eric wants to know if you want a Dr. Pepper. And that's it. Leave it there. Chris Chan could save Marvel. Do you guys think Chris Chan could save Marvel? Push one in the chat if you think Chris Chan could save Marvel. Chris Chan versus DSP in a fist fight, who wins? Dude, Chris Chan, I bet you Chris Chan could fuck somebody up. Even as Christine Chandler. I bet you Chris Chan would fucking... I don't want to come across as somebody that's like... Okay, so when I was in elementary school, we can go full screen on this. When I was in elementary school, before schools started doing the whole like inclusion and having like the special kids people in the classroom with you, they had their own classes, right? They were usually like separated, and that was because the kids in the special ed classes used to fuck people up. Like, I remember this one kid, I swear to God, you couldn't walk past him. You couldn't walk past him in the fucking hallway. Because he would just fucking grab you and fucking slam you against the wall and fuck you up. Like legit. Like, you wouldn't even have to fucking, like, provoke him. So, like, I think Chris Chan would have natural, innate fighting abilities just based on that in my own life experience alone. And I'm not trying to make a lighthearted joke or anything about it. I've seen some tough motherfuckers in special ed when I was in all grade school, even high school. So I think Chris Chan would win. Nothing against DSP. Nothing against DSP. Nothing against him. Plus, I don't think... Well, do you honestly think either Chris Chan or DSP have any kind of athletic experience? I don't think so. I'm not trying to talk bad on DSP, by the way. Whoa! Skipperson again. Holy smokes. Skipperson. Thank you so much. Hashtag Skipperson.
Skipperson donated $4.99 through Super Chat. 8BE, where were you in 2016 when DSP had his burst of May 1st? Oh, the camera's on.
Was that 2016? It feels like that was 2014. Was it 2016? I remember when it happened because I made a parody video about it, actually. And that's what got me blocked by DSP. I actually could show y'all. Give me a second. It's unlisted on my channel, but I will pull it up. Give me 1 second. You guys want to see it? If y'all guys want to see it, let's hit that like button a little bit more and let's get some likes up. How many likes are we at? You've been living under a rock. You have no idea who DSP is. DSP is another internet locale. He's like a live streamer. He got caught doing something he shouldn't have on camera because he didn't realize the camera was on. So I made... Holy shit, Falcro. Thank you so much. Falcro just gifted 5 memberships. Holy Testicle Tuesday. Thank you so much. Real quick, if you guys are not channel members yet, consider becoming one. There's a join button underneath. We're going to have some channel member streams. I kind of slacked off this last week. This last month. Okay, so how should we do this? We're going to watch the real DSP thing real quick. Just so you guys could get the reference. Actually, I don't even think it's fucking... Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this streamer left their stream on, right? Or their camera on. They didn't know it was on. And If you look right here.
Oh. Well, so much for him.
Well, this is a new reaction video right here, but essentially he
What the fuck is that?
oh, this is an edit. They edited it
What
to
the
make it look like
fuck
he's
is
reacting
that?
to him
What the fuck?
inappropriately touching himself.
Oh.
So, yeah, anyways, that's the OG. And I made a parody. of it, of the actual situation. So, here's mine. I even included the PlayStation 4 music. I since have made this a private video, by the way. I got blocked right after I made this by Phil. So, here we go. I'm gonna go full. And then I had like a bottle of lotion that I'm about to squirt up, so it looks like. Oh, I think I tie a belt around my neck. Yeah, I tie a belt around my neck, and I start choking myself. Oh man. All right, so I think I'm gonna have the lotion spray like right here. Yeah. Oh God. So yeah. Then I leave it running for a little bit with me passed out. I don't know if y'all could hear the PlayStation music. It should be playing. So yeah. This got me blocked by DSP. I thought it was funny to do that, and he didn't appreciate it. How do you become a member? There should be a join button. Oh yeah, I didn't get to go up and go, oh, the camera's on. I should have. I didn't do that. There should be a join button underneath the stream, like next to the subscribe, or actually, hang on, I could actually shoot it y'all's way. Give me a second. I could just link y'all right to the channel membership page if y'all want. I appreciate that. So, I'm not going to lie. Half of me felt bad about about that parody about DSP. Like, half of me's like, oh, man, I kind of kicked a guy. Like, the one thing that I don't like to do is kick somebody when they're down. But at the same time, like, hey, guys on YouTube, I had to, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just did it. Gosh, I can't find the channel membership link. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. If you go to the main channel, or if you go around the window or something like that, you should see a join button. Let's see if I can get it. Together, and we're gonna continue the Chris Chan docu here in a little bit. I might actually have one in the description. Give me
And
un momento.
Here.
Do I? Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste it in the chat. I was fapping the pictures of Five. I haven't been to Five Guys in a moment. Like, in a minute. Hey, we're almost at 60 likes. Make sure you guys smash the like. Okay, back to the Chan. I stopped it. Okay.
Man who needs
There
a
we
female
go.
sweetheart to soothe my pains from loneliness,
So we're back to the
stress of social
Chaniverse.
influences, and heartaches. Please help me, so I can help you one day. 4
Thank you
days
so
later,
much,
he
Falco,
described
for
his
gifting
near
all those
encounter with a
memberships. I
lady
appreciate
at the
that.
Alderman Library. I was playing Sudoku on my PSP,
Abby loves the
and
internet.
I was listening in on this conversation between
Well,
a couple
thank you
of
for having
cute
a good
ladies
sense of
just to
humor,
my right.
Abby.
I've
Hope you enjoyed
just
the
listening
parody.
to them talk about their things. I will not divulge any details because I am the man who will keep a secret.
Why did my fucking
Plus,
headphones stop
I don't know
working?
all the details. Anyway, after one of the two left, the gal that stayed sitting next to me talked on her cell in what sounded like Dutch or German. It was the perfect opening for a conversation towards making a new gal pal.
A gal
I had it
pal.
in my head. Pardon me, I couldn't help but overhear you chat on your phone. But was that Dutch or German you were speaking? I
Thank
had
you
the
so
nerve
much,
set up.
Skip
I was
Skipperson.
raring
Thank
to
you for
say
becoming a
but when I started to say
ABE
it,
Nation Plus
the tension
member.
and my shyness
I
and my
appreciate that.
autism choked me.
Thank you so
literally.
much,
I
man.
could not even open my mouth to say anything.
Thank you for the super
And she
chats.
left. I'm kicking myself now. Anyway, that is how shy I am. I'm so shy that I just freeze or choke upon starting to talk to a new girl I don't know yet. Through his Facebook updates, it was revealed that he regularly attended Grace Baptist Church in Charlottesville.
So he basically doxed his church
Since
to everybody.
Chris was told that Lori Lopez was going to go out with Joshua Martinez instead of Chris, he edited the ED page in order to convince the trolls to ruin Joshua's reputation instead. Look, pal, if you really want to take down someone who has a reputation, consider one Joshua Martinez. Ladies come a-running from at least as far as New York City to his house in Dyke, Virginia. Not
Dyke,
just
Virginia?
any ladies, but stars.
See you later,
like Megan
boat captain.
Fox, Jessica Alba, Jessica Biel, Jessica
Feel
Simpson,
better.
and plenty other whores. He also has been piggybacking
Did he
on
just
the
call
stardom of
Jessica
Vanessa
Biel,
Hudgens,
Jessica
singing
Simpson,
with her in her Latino albums,
and all them
starring with
whores?
her in various HBO movies, and even worse, Transformers 2. He has her and some other gal named Brittany for both of his simultaneous girlfriends. Dual marriage in the works here. He's a more lucky SOB than I can ever surmount to. Ruin his reputation. Joshua Martinez. P.S. You did not hear this whole thing from me. The editors of the page didn't bite. In March, becoming increasingly troubled at all the attention Chris has been receiving, Megan requested that he take down all references to her on the internet. However, it was
Damn.
too late. She discovered that she came for Quick Pick and recognized the woman in it to be herself and confronted Chris. I didn't realize how much of an a-hole I could have been. I was caught up in the rage
Yeah,
from
feel
that
better,
weekend in
Captain.
November
Thanks for
when I
coming
did
by.
that. I couldn't even see straight, but I have done what I should have done long ago. Inform AOL, as well as other places on the web who can take down offensive websites and pages. I've really shot myself in the foot, and I am sorry. Not only am I mad at myself for being such a complete enraged a-hole, but my rage against those jerks who put that page up in the first place arose with greater flame because my closest friend got hurt emotionally. That's you. I will see to that website's demise, or my name isn't Christian Weston Chandler.
Her just getting mad at him drove him even more nuts to try to get Encyclopedia Dramatica taken down, or anything about him down. Like, she indirectly made him more psycho by getting mad about it. Because then he's like, oh, I could fix it by taking these down, and I'll make her like me. Like, that's basically what's gonna go on. I've had alerts on for your streams, but never get them. It's a fluke. Oh, well, I'm glad you were here, man. I'm glad you're here.
Megan, I'm sorry for hurting you. 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 Thinking that repeating that phrase was enough recompense for Megan, His next email focused on his investigation on who took the picture of him at the game place, launching this entire campaign of hate against him. In response, Megan wrote about her shock concerning her depiction. I'm very much scarred by that image, and it will never leave me, and I can't decide
What's up,
worse,
Hugo?
the image in general, or the fact you intentionally drew it and gave it to the webmaster for that site that you hate so much. Not only have you poured gas on the fire by doing that, adding obscenity to the already horrific site, but you have also embarrassed and humiliated me, and degraded and demeaned me, whether you realize it or not. Okay, well look, I'm unsure how I feel and what to do, so here's what I think. I'd like for you to just completely leave me alone for a while, until I can sort things out myself. You understand? It's not like I hate you, but I don't see you in the same light anymore, so just leave me be for a while. Let me try to recuperate with my few other friends, and maybe we can just start from scratch sometime. Maybe, I don't know. Just depends on how I feel, okay? So please,
Just leave the
let
poor
me
dude
be,
alone,
and
man.
Let me see how it goes, okay? Completely misunderstanding her point, Chris thought that the drawing upset her so because she was naive about sex and didn't truly understand what was being depicted, ironically revealing his own ignorance regarding sex. You may or may not have had much exposure to sexual images as I've had, so the idea of a hand job, which was the act drawn there as part of outer course versus intercourse, was a surprise to you. I'm sorry. If it helps put things into perspective.
Is he trying to like ease this girl into like almost like a sex education talk or something?
I can recommend.
Surely this guy won't
information on the
commit any
internet through this
atrocities.
educational
Yeah.
website I found,
Surely he's not gonna hurt
BeatEmUps.com.
anybody.
Or I recommend renting The 40-Year-Old Virgin. That movie touches on some of the issues around sex and how it can really frustrate an older virgin who hasn't
He
had
recommended the
pleasure yet.
40-year-old
Or I
virgin.
can loan you my copy of The 40-Year-Old Virgin. The point is, allowing yourself more exposure to sex acts to make yourself feel more comfortable with that fact of life. In addition, he defended his actions. As for the drawings, while I have shoved the text information down your throat in an attempt to drown them in submission, there were too many images of penises, on there. I drew drawings promoting vaginas to go against those dickheads. I did the drawing of Sonichu, f***ing Rosechu. I did the drawing of Bubble.
So he purposely drew drawings promoting vaginas to combat the amount of dicks that were on the fucking... So basically, all the trolls posted fan art with dicks. So Chris Chan submitted his own art with pussies or vaginas on it to combat the cocks. Alright.
Getting it from Black Sonichu. I had the idea of pairing them up in the comic book anyway. I did the drawings of Angelica and Mary Lee Walsh, that witch hag, masturbating.
Sonichu hates
and
pickles.
I did draw the drawing of
Seems
me
like
giving you
it.
a hand job from among my adult fantasies, with your eyes censored to conceal your identity. It
With
was
your
a
eyes
massive step
censored to
outside of my
conceal your
boundaries,
identity,
and I
okay.
did it out of anger, and I regret having done it, and I'm really, really sorry. But we all do things in the heat of anger, and or out of our boundaries, that we end up regretting later. He proceeded to remove all references to Megan from the ED page, including replacing the lewd drawing of her with a close-up of her groin. By Christian's reasoning, this succeeded in masking the true identity of the woman in question, even though everyone apart from Chris and Megan still
It's
assumed
quite
it to be
entertaining
his
seeing people
hypothetical sister.
exposed. Yeah.
He also felt it appropriate to upload the
Well, I
cover
know
of his
the end
fictitious
game
PlayStation
ends up in
game,
jail.
Christian Weston Chandler's Adult Chronicles. Megan understandably took issue with his latest development. Okay. So instead of removing that one completely, you just enlarged my crotch. Thanks a lot. Why didn't you just remove it? Well, I'm sorry, but that just makes me more angry in a way. It's not that actual sex act that traumatizes me. It's the fact that you fantasize doing such things to me when you know I would never. It's like, how do I know you're not going to...
So basically, he was using the drawings and cartoons to fantasize having sex with her.
And such. That was a figure of speech. You know what I mean?
He came out of the
It
series
creeps me
since
out
the
that you
original
have such
takedown.
thoughts
Go
about
see
me.
others.
It's like you're stalking
Yeah,
me,
it's my
so
first
you really
time.
need to back off. P.S. I think it's rather amusing how you complain of these people defiling you. Yes, many posts are ridiculous, but you have defiled Mary Lee Walsh and our wonderful security officers, who are simply doing their job. Then you defiled me and lied about it. You need to stop with this mindset that the whole world's against you and start taking some responsibility.
calling
for
him
once.
out.
Example, it's wrong to hate these people when you broke the rule by soliciting /
Damn,
loitering.
she's telling him like
Hey,
it
at least
is.
they're doing their job, and I support that. In an attempt to find a resolution to the issue, Chris sent an email to the Wikimedia Foundation asking if it were possible for them to take down the page due to the culture of bullying it produced, only to be told that Encyclopedia Dramatica was not part of Wikimedia and thus they were helpless in the matter. Chris once again emailed Megan,
Yeah, I
berating
remember
ED, upset that the
Encyclopedia
authors of the
Dramatica.
page assumed that the woman was his imaginary sister, who shared the name of his imaginary daughter, hence theorizing that Christian wanted to impregnate his mother so he could successfully have intercourse with his daughter, who was also his sister.
Foreshadowing much? Is that foreshadowing much? Jesus.
He also revealed that drawing that image may have in fact prevented something even more heinous. As for the drawing itself, I realized that it was done not only out of inspired fantasy, angst against ED, and love for you, but also a major release for my crazy, mixed-up hormones. If I didn't have the foresight to put my pent-up frustrations and feelings
Yeah,
in the
she was
form of
his
something,
his mom
I
was
might
his
have become
prom
an abusive
date.
maniac. So thank God for allowing me to release my bottled-up frustrations in a more positive, yet not so politically correct, and not physically hurting others method. He insisted that if they ignore the webpage, the trolls would lose interest and forget about them. In the meantime, disgusted by everyone accusing him of having incestuous desires, Chris made it explicitly clear that the woman in the drawing was in fact his friend Megan, editing the phrase, drawing pictures of himself having sex with his imaginary twin sister, to drawing pictures of himself having sex with his lost sailor soldier, Megan,
Jesus
who dumped his
Christ.
sorry ass for drawing the pic of him f***ing her. She never even had any inkling of interest in him.
So he basically
What
just
a intolerable
fucking contributed to the trolling. Why? You missed 3 minutes ago. We didn't know this person was this disgusting. I'm sorry, Abby. I literally ruined your innocent mind with Chris Chan. Your mind was so much better before Chris Chan became a part of it, and I'm sorry. You're just shocked. Do not Google what ends up happening with him in the future, unless you really want to know.
sad sack loser. But there was nothing more he could do to save their relationship. By the end of April, Megan had severed all ties with Chris. As a result of his adoration for her, he had created a veritable shrine for Megan, comprised of her own drawings that she gave him.
Oh my
figurines,
God, he made a
pictures,
shrine?
and other media which were inspired by his desire for her. Over the coming years, the shrine slowly dissipated.
That was his last hope.
As an expression of humility, he uploaded an image gallery called, You Know What? I Hate Me Too, onto his ED page, which comprised of a selection of images from his comics, wherein he depicted himself getting beaten up, downtrodden, and looking unflattering. What's more, the pastor at his church discovered his online activities and subsequently expelled Christian from Grace Baptist Church, but he soon found refuge in Wesley Memorial United Methodist Church. To add insult to injury, Michael Snyder,
How do
the
they
manager of
find
the
out
game
what
place,
fucking
banned Chris
churches
from the store for 2 weeks.
he went to?
Most likely due to his frequent outbursts of racism towards the African American children and
Holy
the temper
shit.
tantrums he threw whenever he lost, which eventually resulted in an overall drop in patronage. In May, seemingly moving on from the events of the previous 2 months, Chris uploaded a gallery of photos onto the Adult Swim message boards of his Rock Band guitar controller, which he
Do the
custom
Adult
painted
Swim
in
message
the
boards
theme
still
of the
exist?
cartoon character Meatwad from the Adult Swim show
Hey,
at
Meatwad.
the Teen Hunger Force. On May 11th, he was officially baptized at the Wesley United Methodist Church. In June, troubles with Chris at the game place escalated to the point that Michael Snyder permanently banned him from the establishment. In retaliation, Christian called over his parents, so Snyder called the police, as he was well within his rights to refuse service to anyone he saw fit. After this expulsion, the only form of regular social interaction he had left were his church activities. On June 25th, Brittany,
But like,
or
look at
someone who
this.
had become
They even have
aware of
like
Christian's antics
emails,
online,
dates.
wrote a lengthy email addressed to him in the hopes of convincing him to change his ways and move beyond always using his autism as a crutch. In August, Chris sent an email to someone he knew from the game place, letting him know that he had sent a letter of apology to Michael Snyder, but to no avail. In early August, Christian uploaded another video addressing the trolls who were dragging his name through the mud, and blamed ED for the end of his relationship with Megan, threatening to cease publication of the upcoming Sonichu issue 7 until the page was taken down. Throughout the video, he uses his glasses and hands for cartoon-like theatrics to dramatically emphasize his message.
Citizens of the internet, I present an open message to each and every one of you. Y'all should know me by now, but if you don't, I am Christian Weston Chandler, the original
I like how he has to
creator
always say
of
his whole
Sonichu,
name.
the electric hedgehog Pokemon, back on March 17th, 2000. Any dates earlier are void. I have a whole bunch of people on the internet give me hate. Show me a lot of hate. And I do not appreciate it. Takes me off. Y'all think I'm just a sap, a chump, dumbass, whatever you may think. But you know what? You, every last one of you who has expressed hate against me, you're the shitheads.
He once
You're the
again
fucking
reiterates that he is
shitheads.
not a homosexual.
Every one of you who thinks I'm homo and calls me that because I am not, I'm straight. I'm straight. You're the homos. Every last one of you.
Nor
There
is
you
he a
go. You
pedophile.
fucking buried
I am
him.
not a pedophork. You dorks.
He expresses his disgust for the pornographic images others have uploaded to the ED page.
You know what to think of this
stating that
anymore?
He prefers vaginas.
Just
referring
go
to
with
them
it,
by the
dude.
euphemism, China.
The hatred I'm getting from every last one of you who has contributed to that Encyclopedia Dramatica webpage. And every other forum, internet document, lewdly drawn pictures with
Man, he was probably like the first locale like ever, right?
I love dykes. Dykes. China.
China.
Straight. If I see a dick, I just look away with a moment of being freaked out.
Chris
He
contributed the
confirmed
most. He
once and
definitely
for all
did.
That the woman pictured in She Came for Quick is Megan.
And by the way, that is not Crystal, whose eyes are censored. That is Megan. And just for taking it up and twisting it around as such.
He describes his simple and wholesome wish for the future.
If I ever do find
Man,
the one that is to be my sweetheart,
you know, I think if he never put himself on the
will.
internet,
give her such care, such tenderness,
he would have been
such
okay.
love.
You know what's
We get
weird
around
is
the
most of this
hanky-panky,
was
that's
like
fine. That's good.
pre-YouTube too.
We get married. I will have my
Skip
God
Skipperson, well,
create
thank
my
you so much for the
God-called
super chat, man.
daughter.
Hashtag Skip Skipperson.
She will be
Said
taken
ISJ,
care
he
of.
said maybe in chance code
Lovingly.
Chodcast.
Those of you who
The thing is, oh, well, I'll let it read it. See the fucking notification for the fucking
Skip
Super
Skipperson
chat
donated
and
$4.99
vice versa.
through Super Chat. I asked Jay
It's
and
late.
he said
It's
maybe.
delayed.
But any chance of the
Emotionally.
CH0 decast coming back? You guys should definitely get that back up and running. Would be cool.
That you may.
Well, I'm gonna be
But
honest.
if you dare twist these words around,
The issue isn't that we couldn't do it. The issue is that
I provide
getting a hold of
from
Jay
their
is
mind
not
and
consistent.
heart.
I'm fine for it, but I don't like having to rely on somebody to be available,
Heavily on you.
because he'll be available and then all of a sudden
2
he's
days
not,
later, the
and
Chris Chan page was declared Article of the Now on
it's difficult to
Encyclopedia
do a
Dramatica.
weekly
The
commitment
following
at
day,
least.
Chris emailed Bill O'Reilly
But you never
from
know,
Fox
maybe
News,
one
Dateline
day.
NBC, and NBC Nightly News about his conflict with Encyclopedia Dramatica, apparently for the second time.
Also,
was
he
to
always wants to get
re-report
into
the
like
heinous webpage
fucking
of worst levels of mockery against me.
weird
This
debates
webpage
and
has
shit.
been haunting me
I
since
don't feel
it
like getting a
originated
fucking
around
headache
Halloween
with
2007.
somebody over
He
stupid
implicated
debates.
Jason Kendrick Howell
But
as the
no,
creator
it's not
the
out of the
page,
question.
declaring him the head troll and directed the
It was
majority
fun.
of his hatred towards
It
him.
definitely wouldn't be called
He also
Chokecast.
recorded another video urging fans of Sonichu to help take down the
We
ED
did try to
page
bring it back
under the
as
impression
Not
that he
Bad
had more fans
Podcast,
than he
but
actually did.
Attention, all Sonichu fans on the internet who do not hate me, Christian Weston Chandler. For I have an important message for y'all.
the problem
If y'all
is
would actually like
getting
me
together to do it
bring up
often,
new
or at least
stuff
enough.
for Sonichu and conclude the stories, you can do so by having that Encyclopedia Dramatica page taken down so that I can feel more comfortable in drawing and coloring the comics that y'all have grown to love. If you want to send all your complaints for me not doing the work that I should be doing, you can send every last complaint to the one called Jason Kendrick Howell. Also
Jason
known
Kendrick
as
Howell.
Howell Games.
I just
or
had deja
Liquid
vu,
Snake.
guys.
For he is, and I quote in an email he sent me, the creator of the Encyclopedia Dramatica ED page for me.
He urges everyone to send their hate to Kendrick Howell.
And that's for you, Jason Kendrick Howell. As sure as I am to get at least 1 ounce of vagina,
1 ounce of
I have your
vagina.
number, and you're going down.
2 days later, Chris celebrated the apparent fall of AD. In reality, the website was experiencing frequent outages and slow load times due to the increased site popularity.
Ladies and gentlemen on the internet,
Netflix
To all
needs to
the
make a
Sonichu
documentary on
fans,
Chris Chan ASAP. Could you
I am
imagine?
pleased to announce that the Encyclopedia Dramatica, not only the web page, but the whole freaking website's going down. And to make sure it definitely goes down and stays down,
You know what's crazy is Encyclopedia Dramatica actually ended up going down eventually.
not donate any money to that website. Especially if you want to see the more adventures of Sonichu that I am
That's a good
conjuring up
quote,
in my mind and drawing
Trolsifico.
up.
As a reward for all the hard work his fandom had put in, he previewed unfinished drawings of a joke referencing the cartoon series Family Guy to be featured in Sonichu issue 7.
TV-14, just for the sketch, just like the Family Guy show. Let's go, Ghostbusters! Let's go, let's go, let's go! Let's go,
Ghostbusters.
Let's go.
He
Let's
also
go.
inserted
Let's go.
references to the 1986 Filmation
Yeah.
animated series
Well,
Ghostbusters.
It's like the quote, you either die a hero or you live long enough to become a villain. You know? Basically. You know what I mean?
Unrelated to the Columbia Pictures movie franchise, nor its subsequent animated adaptation, The Real Ghostbusters.
Oh, my aching assholes!
Through some email exchanges, Christian found an acquaintance in Robert Simmons V, who was in fact an anti-troll who gained Chris's trust by supporting his actions and creating a persona that possessed similar personality traits.
Holy shit, I thought that was Chris Chan at first. I was about to say, dude, he looks kind of fucking normal right here. I guess this guy clearly was low-key trolling Chris Chan without without Chris Chan really noticing.
He even resorted to filming videos announcing his support for Chris and his love for Sonichu, all while touting a yellow-colored Sonic necklace.
Good evening, citizens of YouTube. I must be quiet because it's at night. I don't want to wake up my parents, so please forgive me for not talking loud, and I hope all you can hear me.
In an email dated August 12th, Chris confided in Robert and confessed his adoration for Meg Griffin from Family Guy.
Dude,
She is not ugly. She has always been a beautiful catch in my eyes. I just do not understand how
the
anyone
one thing
would
I
see
like about
Megan
Meg
as
Griffin
ugly,
is that it's
and
Mila
I feel it is
Kunis.
very pitiful that Seth MacFarlane would make her the punching bag of most everyone else on the show, when clearly she does not deserve such torturous punishment. I am in the same boat as she is, if you think about it. I'm the punching bag of the jerks on ED who are getting their heinous lulls, a rehash of lol, meaning laugh out loud. But in my opinion, Lulz means laughs under lucrisities, which is obviously not good. He also admitted Robert into his elite list of men whom he does not hate. 3 days
Men who
later,
I do not
he
hate.
recorded and uploaded another video addressed to his supposed fan base, conceding that Encyclopedia Dramatica has not fallen.
This is an official update to all the loyal Sonichu fans on the internet and everywhere else. Well, first off, while the Encyclopedia Dramatica page, the whole website, they did manage to get their ill-gotten money.
Shakespearean
What I say?
quote. You're not
Without-
wrong.
In the air! So anyway,
He addresses the scheme trolls had to steal his Sonichu medallion.
I have been hearing the rumor of the medallion stealing, as you can see. It's still on me, man. Ain't nobody gonna get it off me, cause more security measures have been taken.
Yeah,
This one might be
didn't
the
somebody
real one,
actually
this one
steal
might be
it?
the false one.
I think so, yeah.
How are you to know? That's to your own understanding.
Chris
Poor
implores
guy.
his fans to contact Nintendo and Sega about producing Sonichu.
Yeah,
related
he
merchandise.
makes his
What
comics
you can do to see
like
all
his
this in
fantasies.
fruition and officially approved distribution, you go to Nintendo.
You know what's crazy though is you see a lot of people like
if
this
you have an
at
account, or if you don't have an account, you get yourself signed up for free.
like some of the gaming conventions
Talk
and
about
stuff.
Sonichu. Build up more hype in their forums everywhere. Send them emails requesting that they bring them to fruition. They talk to me personally.
It's a lot.
About bringing all that to fruition. Send them the emails, handwritten letters to their official building in Seattle, Washington. Let Nintendo and Sega know about the hype.
believe Sonichu
Send
is
them your
real?
personal requests and everywhere. Tell them to talk to me. They both, Nintendo of America and Sega of America, they know my address and my phone number. They have it in their systems. So talk to them, have them talk to me. Bring the Sonichu idea to fruition. And there's the update for now. Thank
He
you for
definitely had
listening.
an
His
imagination,
ambitious
I'll say
plans
that.
activated the imagination of one J.K. Productions, who launched their own blog documenting the supposed development of their own Sonichu the game. Chris gave them his full support, unknowingly endorsing an elaborate ruse, with J.K. being a common acronym for just kidding. On August 18th, Bob wrote a letter for Chris. In stark contrast to the one he had written during Christian's early childhood, this was much more brief, but nevertheless, still hopeful and optimistic.
Like, how do they get
about Chris's
the fucking
future.
letter from his
Dear
dad?
Christian, at this time in life, you and Sonichu need a quest and purpose in life. Let Sonichu become a champion for autistic persons everywhere.
Hey, you know what?
And continually defeat the perils of autism. Sonichu could become the spokesperson for autistic persons, with an ongoing fight for them in chapter after chapter, or good deeds on the internet. He
Yeah,
could become
so
the spokesperson from
that's a nice way of saying, hey, can you quit having Sonichu fuck your friends inside the stories?
now on. You and Sonichu could become famous worldwide. On August 19th, a 3-member group created an online female persona by the name of Blanca Weiss, whose name was derived from the Spanish and German words for white. According to her story, she was working on her own comic book and created her own character called Jigglyami, a singing Pokemon based on Jigglypuff.
Hey, that's actually
She
pretty
relayed
creative.
this information to Christian via email and encouraged him to have her featured in a future Sonichu issue. Chris was beyond impressed with her and later made a full-body colored drawing of Jigglyami, which he wanted to send to her home address, but she declined. In order to gain her trust, Christian talked about himself, copying and pasting large sections from his various social media accounts. In return, the troll sent him this photograph as evidence of the veracity of her character, and talked more about her backstory. Chris admitted that she was growing on him. By the next day, he was already working on a scene in the comic starring Jigglyami. Blanca retorted with the lyrics for a
Jigglyami,
song meant
that's
to be
actually kinda
performed
creative.
by Jigglyami. He let her know that he was almost finished Sonichu issue 7, and that he would feature Blanca and Robert Simmons in special interview segments. Chris mentioned that he helped Robert overcome some problems regarding his own love quest, such as abandoning the idea of an attraction sign. I later realized that a sign made me look retarded, so I stopped long time ago. I suggested that he try to put himself in the center of an open area and try some Axe body spray, he stated. under the impression that Axe body spray
What's up,
would have the
BS?
same
How you
result
doing,
as
dude?
is demonstrated in their infamous
Appreciate
ad
that.
campaign. The only thing about him that I feel different about, his version of my medallion. I don't know how to describe the way I feel about it, but from looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, or oh my god. I think
Oh
you can
yeah.
understand.
Isn't that what Mario
But please
goes?
do
Oh
not
yeah.
tell
Oh
him
yeah.
that I
Oh
said
yeah.
that. Sonichu issue 7 picks up where
Thank
issue
you. There was
6
about
left off,
50
with Chris
earlier?
and Megan on the basketball court,
Which is not half
chatting
bad.
with Bionic, who
What's up,
thanks
Oscar?
Megan
How's
for
it
setting
going?
him up with Magaji. Bionic
Good to
and
see some of you
Magaji's
guys come in
displays
here.
of affection almost bring Christian to tears because it reminds him of his loneliness and virginity.
Coming in.
but is
Appreciate you
comforted
guys.
By Megan. They ask Magi-chan and Sonichu about pinpointing the location of the Sonichu balls, which by now are being referred to as Sonichu crystals, due to numerous comments made by trolls highlighting the homoerotic
Chilling
nuance
at work.
of
We're
the
watching
term
some more
balls.
Chris Chan.
The purpose and abilities of the aforementioned crystals are yet to be revealed. They determined that one crystal might have been lost in the past, and if they found the one who touched it last, they would know where to find it. Magi-chan realizes that at the exact instance when Chris thought up Bionic the Hedgehog in 1996, he was hit in the head by what he thought was a basketball, but it was actually a Sonichu crystal.
It just depends
Christian
on
randomly
what the game
transitions
is, to
into
be
a Family
honest.
Guy style sketch and gives Seth MacFarlane full permission.
This seems
to
like it's a
implement
more
this
active
idea in a
chat,
future
so
episode of Family Guy.
definitely
The
watching
sketch in question
some
is
stuff.
The one that was
The thing with
previewed in the
watching
video,
stuff is
in
you
which
never
Chris,
know what's gonna be
stylized as Family Guy's Peter
copyright
Griffin,
or
is
anything like that, but we
incorporated
should
into
be
the
pretty
setting
safe
of
with
Filmation's
this.
Ghostbusters cartoon. Ironically, his
I mean, what's
reimagining
Chris
of
Chan
himself
gonna do?
bears far more resemblance
Fucking
to his actual appearance than his
strike
official
me?
comic book persona. Magi-chan
Wouldn't that
said,
be fucked up if Chris Chan, like, fucking striked me? Wouldn't that be fucking... Wouldn't that be something else? I would have to make a video. Chris Chan striked me, guys.
that he can bring
Yeah, I
Chris
got
and
all
Sonichu
sorts of stuff
back
as
to
emojis. I might be
1996
adding
to
some
retrieve
more
the crystal.
if we open up
So
some
he
more slots with
encapsulates
more
the three
members.
into a time sphere that brings them back to Chris's time in Manchester High School. Current day Chris happens upon
I do not know who
14-year-old
Meat
Chris,
Canyon
who has
is.
a conversation with Joseph Herring.
I do Fortnite
depicted
chill
as
once in a
having an
while.
acne-ridden face, despite all known photos showing him clear-skinned
Just
and
depends
handsome.
when. The last week I've
Chris
been
is hit in the
kind
head
of
by the crystal, and
busy a
Sonichu
little bit.
discreetly catches it, avoiding any possible temporal tampering. Beavis and Butthead is also briefly referenced.
Beavis and Butthead.
They proceed to bring the crystal back to the present day, but the time sphere abruptly stops, flinging Chris out of it. Magi-chan comes to the
That'd be
conclusion
wild
that
if they
Chris is
strike
lost.
me.
Shenhui stopped. The crystal's power made him able to pass through my sphere.
You see Chris Chan in the
crystals
real, you're running
activated
faster
like
than...
rockets upon his friction from
I
the
almost
stop,
was going to be in
and
the
he was
same area
propelled
as
into
Chris
the
Chan
void of
once, but
time.
it didn't happen.
There was nothing we can do for him right now.
What
All
level
we
am I
can
at?
do is wait
On
for
the
a
battle
time warp
pass, I'm
to
like in the
pen, and if I
60s.
sense his presence at that moment, there is a chance I can go in and retrieve him. The time warp may open at any random time in the future. Christian's self-imposed exclusion from the storyline was in order to satisfy the many people online telling him that the Sonichu comics primarily focused on Chris rather than the eponymous hero. Sonichu informs Rosechu of the situation.
I'll have to look
stating
it
that
up,
he
man.
will survive and will be in a sense
Thank you,
watching over them
Trolsifico.
like God.
I'll
They
take a look
embrace,
at it.
with Chris depicting Rosechu's panties under her skirt, in order to defy all claims that he is a homosexual. Meanwhile, in the time void,
Homosexual.
Chris possibly absorbs the two crystals into his hands, which cause his mind to flood with memories from his recent real-life past, which clash with the thoughts of the comic book Chris, drawing the episode to a close. The comic segues into a special section devoted to the goings-on of the KCWC radio station, hosted by DJ Jamsta Sonichu and his girlfriend, Lalisa Rosechu. He interviews Gigliami and her cute manager Blanca. Gigliami is portrayed with a medallion bearing her own likeness around her neck. Lalisa then conducts an in-depth interview with Robert Simmons V, who is said to resemble Chris in many ways. On the day issue 7 was released, Christian finished drawing the cover for the spring.
I remember
break
I used to
special
draw
issue
comics
8,
when I was
which he
younger.
sent to
They weren't that
Blanca.
great, though.
For this issue, he changed the name of the comic to Rosechu. Towards the end of August, Evan Christopher George uploaded a
he
Sonichu
had a lot of
creation, which he
dedicated,
called Sonichu, which according
guess,
to his official
trolls?
biography was originally a Pikachu that was raised by a swarm of Pokemon called Beedrill. Despite the drills in lieu of hands design bearing resemblance
Yeah, he's
to
got
that of
characters after
Beedrill,
characters.
the character's name, red goggles, and drills are derived from semen as seen in the anime series Gurren Lagann. Evan decided to email his creation to Chris in the hopes of being included in a future issue of Sonichu. However, Chris rejected the idea, instead adapting the character into a new grand
Wow, he
buck-type
stole somebody's
female
idea?
creation called Simonla Rosechu, mistaking Simonchu's goggles for infrared eyelids and his cape for a shell. 2 days later, Christian uploaded a video describing his role in the development of the Sonichu video game by JK Productions, still under the impression that it was a legitimate organization.
Alright, well, first off, I am going to give y'all
They made him
some
think he
talk
was making a video game.
As
Yeah, it's pretty crazy lore.
suggested by my associates who are on the Sonichu game that's in development. I'm still thinking about the story very much. I got a big chunk of the stories in my head. It's gonna be like multiple stories, like, you know, we'll go through multiple characters, all the original Sonichu and Rosechu hedgehogs. Once we get the game project off the ground, hopefully with the assistance of Nintendo of America and Sega of America, we will
This guy had high hopes.
The release
What's
of
up,
the
Tricky
official
Panda?
Sonichu merchandise, including officially released and distributed, manufactured.
The stories of the
medallion,
Sonichu
for,
games
one
are
thing.
still unknown.
Copies of my my CWC on TV DVD
Sonichu lost media.
that you've seen only a few bits of on the YouTube and such, and as well as possible Sonichu action figures.
He mentions that the Sonichu comic will once again be focused on Sonichu and that Chris will
Well, I think Cody Rhodes losing to Roman. It's hard for me to talk wrestling like a fan. People have asked me in the past. I can't watch wrestling like a fan since I wrestle. It's hard for me to be critical of the big leagues from where I'm at. You know what I mean? It'd be like a minor league baseball player being critical of somebody in the MLB. With that said, I think it makes it a better story that he lost. It was too predictable if he won both the Rumble and won WrestleMania. The best thing about wrestling is the chase. He's already being cheered. He doesn't need the belt right away. I mean, make the feud longer. I don't have a problem with it. Take it to SummerSlam. Take it to Survivor Series. He didn't lose any momentum. He didn't get buried. He's going to be put right away into a big program with somebody. So, all right.
eventually
Let's go.
return, only to retire as mayor of Quickville and give himself a smaller role in the story. He then continues to elaborate on the storyline of the game.
And then we go on to Bubbles. Everybody love Bubbles? Bubbles is the bubbly one! Anyway, yeah. She'll get more wet. I mean, all the hedgehogs will go through all the same levels, except variation. Bubbles will mostly be able to swim. Somewhat underwater versions of those levels. And a Juck, she'll be flying high, casting off wing attacks against.
This dude has
the
a
enemies in
lot
her
of
story.
fucking
He
imagination, like
reveals that
better
Black
than I
Sonichu's
ever
name will
could.
change,
So
possibly as a response to the backlash
he definitely
he
should
had
have
received
like
due to the racial connotations of the name.
Also,
try to become
for
a
sure,
writer,
for Black
like a
Sonichu
legitimate
was Black
writer.
Shoe, I'm changing it. For his nickname, as it will be revealed in the upcoming Spring Break issue. Everybody have fun on Spring Break! He will prefer to be called Blake. Simply Blake. Yeah, so anyway.
I don't
yeah,
want to
Blake's
talk
going
about
around the
Sonichu. I
boat.
want to see him try to get laid. I want
But
fucked up
Bubbles
shit.
likes to try to think that she can keep it to herself. Like, she has like, ooh, she turned on by the dark side of the Force. And all the nuttiness that Blake
They really
wants to
thought
bring with him.
somebody
He
was
talks
like
about
legitimately
Blanca
thinking
and
about
her
making
involvement in
Sonichu
his
like for
personal
real.
and creative life.
It's nice to know that I actually do have a good gal pal that I've made over the
You know
internet
what?
recently. Who's,
I honestly am
inspired
surprised.
character. She was inspired by me. Her inspired character. I've given my
I'm
full
honestly
approval
surprised
of,
somebody
and
just didn't
introduced
try to
the
trademark
comic I just
Sonichu.
uploaded to what is now can also be
Or
considered
at least
Sonichu.net.
like make it an official
Nothing
thing
but
before he
net.
did.
Screw your
Like
com.
steal it.
I got the net. Yeah. and she herself is the original character of the new bubblegum pop star. Jigglyummy! Jigglyummy! Yeah. So, like, you know,
No, I mean not the medallion. I'm saying I'm surprised
future, but,
somebody didn't take
I don't have any future
the thing
plans
for
as of this
themselves,
point,
right?
But, you know, I think I'll feel better with my future set when I have my sweetheart. So, thank you very much, every one of you, for
No
your
spoilers.
patronage.
What's up, ELX? We're watching the
And I hope you all have a pleasant day.
Chris Chan.
Christian's newfound infamy brought him much stress and hardship, with him hardly being able to cope with the constant barrage of trolling, getting ever more challenging to discern what was false and what was true.
So, I'm gonna
what
get
was
some
an
water
advice
here in a
and what
minute,
was an
guys.
insult.
And
But
we'll
he
go to
still
part
had his principles,
6.
his dreams and ambitions, to see himself through the most trying period of his life.
You're kind of new here? Well, welcome to the party, pal. What do you guys think? Where are we at? Where are we at on likes, by the way? Look at the likes. We're at 63 likes. Can we get some likes? Let's go. Let's get to 75, maybe, possibly. Is this 7? No, that's 6. Okay. Give me un momento, guys. I am actually going to go and get some water here. I'll be right back. Make sure you leave a like if you haven't yet. And yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going to get some water. All right, we back. You guys enjoying this? Oh, what a journey. What a journey, Chris Chan. Thank you guys. I'm back. I'm back. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start part 6. Let's get going. Here comes the music. My favorite part.
What made him this way? What is the attraction? What keeps us fascinated? This is the story of Chris Chan.
Yeah, I like the song. Thank you, Dina. I appreciate that. Oops.
Towards the end of August 2008, hoping to further develop their relationship, Christian emailed
2008.
Blanca asking about her opinion on pornography and admitted that he has seen his fair share. He revealed
asked
that
a
he
girl
enjoyed
about
TV
pornography?
shows like Keeping Up Appearances, Are You Being Served, and Monty Python.
Yeah, I want to
urged
feel
her
bad
to
for him
upload
so
a
bad
video of
too, but at the
herself
same
on
time,
YouTube,
it's like,
or at least have a video call with him.
ooh.
He also mentioned an alleged recent interaction with Megan. If you recall my gal pal, Megan Schroeder, I've chatted with her earlier tonight. She has forgiven me for my mistake. She's doing well,
Megan's
and she has
back
been going
in?
out with a volunteer fireman for about over a month now. Although I had her at I love you when I lost her then, I can still be happy for her successes as a true friend. He let Blanca know that he had gotten used to the existence of the Encyclopedia Dramatica page, but was still tormented by the images of a transgender Rose Chew.
The drawing
She
being
is all woman.
transgendered tormented
She was born
him.
with and still has her God-given vagina and both ovaries. I would seriously really wish and like very much see all the dicked up images removed from the page and replaced with more accurate fan art of Rose Chew with vagina. Not only that, but it seriously ticked me when just after I found the page back in November 07, I received in emails a few copies of those particular images. Then I distinctly, right to the point, straightforward told all the people that sent the image copies, as well as the people of the ED page, to remove their pickled images.
Oh, the April Fool
Only
part
if they would
74?
replace their dickheadedness with honest, God-blessed images of Rose Chew with vagina and absolutely no friggin' penis. Blanca revealed that their relationship was in fact growing stronger, and sent the following photo to Chris to further persuade him of her genuineness. This convinced him to provide her with his home phone number. Christian also informed her of his
Jeez,
scheme
he took
to
the
combat
fucking
images of
catfish
Rose Chew
bait.
with a penis by making his own sexual drawings of a truly female Rose Chew. Blanca then encouraged him to proclaim his intentions in a YouTube video. On September 2nd, 2008, in order to replace the sexual imagery of which he disapproved, Christian uploaded 9 nude drawings of Rose Chew in a variety of sexual situations. Many of these drawings were actually traced from pre-existing erotic renderings of characters such as Amy Rose from Sonic. 3 days later, JK Productions claimed that they had received a cease and desist order from both Sega and Nintendo due to the unauthorized use of the likeness of their characters. The artists in response drastically redesigned the main characters. For example, Sonichu was reimagined as Reginald the Anteel, which was a crossbreed of an anteater and an eel
Oh,
who sported
man.
a dashing suit with a pickle in his breast pocket. Rose Chew was
No
similarly
pickles.
replaced by an anteel with gay overtones.
Oh
Chris
my
was also
God.
supplanted by a voluptuous female version of himself. These drastic changes convinced Chris to end his relationship with JK Productions, mistaking the anteals for aardvarks. In the face of what has been long established, Christian released episode 17 of Sonichu issue 8 before the comic was completed. Rather than the supposed spring break theme, episode 17 came about as a direct response to the recent drama concerning ED and 4chan, resulting in a sex-filled and surprisingly pornographic offering. Due to the shocking nature of its content, the episode was originally available in 3 different versions, based on the TV parental guidelines devised by the FCC. TVY7, which contained no graphic content, TV14, which included
Fuck is
sexual
wrong with
acts
this dude?
with the nudity censored, and TVMA, which was the uncut and uncensored version.
To be fair, a lot of
Prologue,
Sonic
Chris
fans,
inserted a
ELX,
disclaimer
are
in which Sonichu and
out
Rose
there.
say that they are over the age of 18 and give some warning as to what will shortly be witnessed. We, Christian Weston Chandler, and everyone of this hand-drawn series fully support safe sex and the proper use of condoms during vaginal penile intercourse. Sonichu
penile.
also promotes the idea of sex and dating education classes in schools to better prepare youngsters for their first flirts with courtship. The story begins with Sonichu and Rose Chew preparing to make love. Sonichu mentions that he needs to purchase double extra-length condoms because his penis is 7 inches long. Chris then
He just
proceeds
had
to
to make
explain
sure
the sexual anatomy of Sonichu
people
and
knew that
Rose Chew,
Sonic's
which
dick
for the
was
most
huge.
part are identical to the human equivalents. With the help of diagrams, he goes on to explain sexual intercourse between 2 electric hedgehog Pokemon of the opposite gender, and once again promotes the practice of safe sex. The scene
I
returns
thought
to
Sonichu
lovemaking.
was
Chris offers a depiction of
was
Sonichu's
him,
penis's
wasn't it?
point of view as it enters Rosechu's mouth. They go through several positions.
Dude, I
during
need to
their
see the
lovemaking.
unedited
The TV
versions
14
of
version
this.
superimposes a banana over Sonichu's penis, an orange slice over Rosechu's vagina, and blue stars over her nipples. After the copulation, Rosechu explores a website called 4cent Garbage, a representation of both Encyclopedia Dramatica and 4chan. She discovers that the people there were uploading lewd drawings of Rosechu and the other Rosechus possessing male genitalia. She's angered by it, while Sonichu mistakes the drawings for photographs and falls ill
This is
and
fucking
faints.
crazy.
She puts him to bed to rest. She then decides to take her own arousing photographs, which happen to be the images which were previously posted by Chris on ED. In the TV 14 edition, her bare body was concealed by a red bikini that Chris drew in Microsoft Paint. To her dismay, her efforts were for naught, as only more anatomically incorrect images of her appear on 4cent Garbage. So Sonichu, Rosechu, and Wild Sonichu travel to the 4cent Garbage building, with Wild joining in to search for the next Sonichu crystal. Sonichu and Rosechu
Those
aim to
poses
confront
for
the
her
boss
were
of the
fucking
corporation,
great.
who goes by the name Jason, signifying Jason Kendrick Howell. Chris creatively hints at his surname by referencing Lovey and Thurston Howell from the 1960s TV show Gilligan's Island. Meanwhile,
Gilligan's
Wild Sonichu
Island.
turns invisible. They enter the building and ask a devil-like creature called Beale, who is working as a receptionist, where to find Jason. He states that they need to take the elevator to floor 66 plus 6. The pair go up the
66
elevator
plus
and witness
6.
the various goings-on of each floor. Rosechu attacks someone who was uploading an image of her with male genitalia, and
Male
Christian briefly comes out of
genitalia.
the time void to punch a man viewing the depiction of Chris using an oversized
3-hour
drinking straw.
tour, Gilligan's
Many of the
Island.
images were lifted straight out of ED. In the uncensored version, they witness more provocative activities, such as pictures of Sonic
So he
characters
basically
in
just
sexual
made a
settings,
fucking
which apparently
hentai
excite Sonichu.
fucking
The graphic
comic
cartoon
where they all
pornography
just
of the upper
fucked.
floors, in fact, arouse both Sonichu and Rosechu. On the 70th floor, they witness the destruction of an Xbox game console, which is referred to as a Hexbox, highlighting Christian's hatred of the gaming system. Meanwhile, Wild locates the crystal, which overrides his camouflage powers. The protagonists finally reach the 72nd floor and are greeted by an ominous Jason draped in a dark hooded cloak with, apart from one eye, his face concealed by shadows.
He definitely
They
had an
politely request
imagination.
that the Christian page be taken down, stating that the page goes against the values of the United States and her citizens. Jason
What
states
the
that
fuck?
the page will remain.
The United
and
States and
Sonichu
her
goes for an
citizens.
attack, but is quickly thrown aside. They decide to leave quietly, but then Jason throws a pickle at Rosechu's head,
The
which
fucking
infuriates
pickles.
her. She flies up into the air to shed her clothes and reveals that she wears a C-cup bra. She takes off her brassiere and underwear, her nude body for all to see. Her fiery rage transforms her into the incredible lioness. I am the power. I am the warrior. I am the almighty woman. True to all of my gender, I will overpower any evil or good man who defies us, and make him succumb to our will. I have the almighty uterus that makes me strong and super powerful
She's
enough
doing
to
a
protect
speech
the
about
loved
her
ones
vagina?
within me until they emerge to their glorious birth. By my ferocious will, I shall punish he who has defiled my people with the worst unnatural addition ever by this one's heinous hand. I am woman. Hear me roar. She flies at Howl, grabbing hold of his head with her thighs.
How much did it cost
In a
for her full
ferocious rage,
playthrough?
She tears open his
Well, I don't
skull,
really
but Jason remains alive.
do
Rosechu
retro
calms
gaming
down
too
and
much on
reverts to
stream.
her old self. They regroup with Wild, crystal in hand. They bring it back
But
to
it's
the
not
mayor's
out of the
office,
realm.
where the
I
rest
just
of the
I wouldn't
Sonichu
know what to
crystals
put a
are
number
kept.
on it.
With 2 in Chris's possession, they have only one more crystal to find on their
I've
own.
played
so they
it
could
on
finally
stream
rescue
completely
Crystal.
in the past.
In the epilogue, all the Rosechus gather together
but
to make
I
nude
would do it on the
photographs of
second channel
themselves
probably
in
if I
support
was to
of
do
women's
it.
liberation. Simone LaRosechu digs herself out of the ground and is
It'd be something I would
introduced to
plan
everyone.
out or
They are
something I would do
surprised by
later.
the sudden arrival of
Like
one
I don't do
Sabina
the
Rosechu,
whole
who wants to help them out, but announces that she is 14 years old.
donation for
Rosechu
request
regrettably
thing, like,
announces
you
that
know what I
she
mean?
cannot contribute due to dumb laws.
Unless it's
Felisa
already a
insisted
gaming
that she can
stream.
work as a volunteer, using her light emission powers to help with the photo shoot, which will serve as a protest. to
Like
the
if it was
efforts of
already a
the
gaming
slanderous
stream,
Turks.
then yeah, you know,
Episode 17
I would
was
do a
widely
dono. But
lambasted,
since this is
forcing
just a
Chris to
stream where
quickly
I'm
remove
watching
the
this,
uncensored edition from the website.
this is
He
like
defended the
to be
drastic
content
change in tone
later.
in his comic in an email to Blanca. I wish to make it perfectly clear
But no,
that
I've done
Christian Weston Chandler,
Mario
a
World
sound-minded
stream
virgin,
on
do not
channel
see
before.
women as sex objects. I honestly see women as my equal, human beings who have every right as any person in this world do.
He
And
went
I
off on
care
a
about
tangent.
how women feel. Story-wise, Roshu is only doing what she, herself, as an individual, feels is right in a great act of protest against the real-life forceandgarbage.com, which is encyclopediadramatica.com. And every woman has every right as human equals to speak their voice.
Yeah,
as
I
loud
mean,
as they
it's
feel
not out of the
for
realm
or
of
against
possibility.
What they each set their individual sights upon. Ladies, I care. I seriously do. It was around this time that a troll
Matter of fact,
who
since
identified
you
herself as
did
Lord Silly Nipples
so many super
assumed
chats and
Blanca's
stuff,
identity without informing the original trio of trolls. who
next time I
created
stream
and
on my
shared
second
with
channel,
Chris Blanca's supposed MySpace
I'll just do
page
it.
and sent an email asking him to send her sexy
You
nude
already
photos
did more
of
than enough
himself.
today,
In
so
return,
I
she
got you on the
promised
next
she would
one.
show her own sexy
It's been a
side.
while since I did a retro stream
Captivated
anyway.
by the promise of nudes, he took an array of revealing photos of himself and sent them to whom he thought was Blanca, taking little notice of her suddenly changing her email address or the various physical and biographical
So he's been getting
inaccuracies
catfish.
seen on her MySpace page. On September 11th, Blanca's MySpace profile picture was changed to a photo of a black man in a pickle costume,
Oh,
and Lord Silly
dude.
Nipples posted Christian's nude photos onto the ED page. Humiliated by the revelation, he recorded a video addressing the event, conceding that Blanca, as he knew her, was a troll.
An official update.
Do not ever acknowledge the
You
troll.
know who I am.
If they got you,
But right
don't
now,
let
at
them
the
know they
moment,
got
I'm
you.
upset and sad.
Oh, well, no problem,
The featured
man.
friend that I have recently given a guest spot in the 7th comic book. Turns out that woman was a fake troll.
That was fucking mean.
Well, he tricked me into revealing some adult type stuff. I was tricked. I was betrayed.
Couldn't he
He
get,
also
like,
mentions
fucking
the
IP
mysterious
address and
appearance
shit?
of an advertisement for Sonichu toys purportedly seen in a magazine.
I have taken the notice of the recent ad in the video game magazine or comic book somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where, about merchandise. I have not ever, up to this point, authorized any distribution or advertisement of any Sonichu merchandise. So, the ad there, that is a fake. Boycott that at all costs.
Finally, since he believed that Blanca was not a real person, he assumed complete control over her intellectual property.
Also, at this point, I will claim Jigglyami as my own from this point on. And Blanca
No.
character that I
Sonichu
associate
is
with her in the
Pokemon,
drawing,
Pikachu and Sonic.
well, she'll be like a character in a city, but she's not going to be a active character. But Jigglyami, I'll be claiming her as my own from this point on. Good day.
Jigglyami.
The ad he had mentioned was an invention of a troll who assumed the identity of former English soccer personality Jimmy Hill, who wanted Chris to believe that Hill stole all elements of the Sonichu story
Wow.
and was developing the franchise in real life, the popularity of which allegedly rivaled that of Pokemon. Still scarred from unwittingly exposing his vulnerability to the trolls, he sent an email to the reverend of his church, Elizabeth Foss, about how he was deceived and now looked to God for forgiveness. Reverend Foss in return suggested that he meet with pastoral counselor Rocky Shoemaker, whom she
Yeah, it
felt
was a
could
troll
help Chris
move.
make sense of his troubles. He began seeking her advice regularly. Vivian G continued to email Chris, trying to convince him that his nude pictures are not a big deal, and that she wished that he get off the internet and meet real women in person.
He should have definitely followed her advice. Get off the internet and meet real people.
Robert Simmons was a troll as well, but Christian
Look,
wouldn't listen.
he should have listened to all
In
of
the wake
that.
of the Blanca deception, he re-engaged in conversations with the original
You're upset with my
Blanca,
Cars 3
sending his
review?
messages
Hey,
to her original
it's just
email
opinion,
address,
man.
with the trolls desperately trying to
Don't let
convince
it hurt
Chris
ya.
that their Blanca was the true Blanca, claiming that the Blanca behind the leaks and the MySpace page was a product of trolls. The trolling trio persuaded Christian to take part in a Skype call. One of the three, who called herself Nurse Iki-chan, lent her voice to the part and convinced him that he was in contact with the true Blanca. He later announced so in a video.
It's all settled now. Blanca's real. I talked to her. Yeah, she called me. So as for the jerk who posed with the Kawaii Katsune name, if I knew who you were, I'd give you a kick in the balls. But I can't because I don't know who or where you are. But if everybody knows the whereabouts of the jerk, and just happen to be nearby or within the state, give him a swift kick from me. Anyway, I'm happy now.
Kicking the balls.
He also addresses the issue of counterfeit Sonichu merchandise produced by Jimmy Hill.
First off, the toys in the UK. They're definitely fake. I have never approved any merchandise or distribution of such merchandise yet. So therefore, the advertisements of such Sonichu merchandise in the UK, all fake. Possibly this guy named Jerry Hill, I think his name was. But I mean, that's from a suggestion that's a name I got from one of my fans. So anyway, boycott buy the merchandise from the UK. Buy any merchandise from there. Boycott it. Don't do it.
Chris also confirms that JK Productions were fake and implored that people continue asking Nintendo to get involved in the Sonichu video game.
Yeah,
Sonichu
definitely doesn't
issue
end with a
1.
happy ending.
Hand-drawn premiere issue. Go, Sonichu. Go out and zap to the extreme.
On September 15th, Vivian G began uploading her series of Sonichu audiobooks, which she edited herself.
There was STL
A narrator
files?
told the story of the comic in a calm yet dramatic voice, with Vivian herself providing crass commentary in the form of annotations. The project made no attempt at addressing inconsistencies, spelling errors, or storyline issues, and simply delivered the story in a straight, deadpan manner. The team would continue to make audiobook videos covering the Sonichu story for the next few years.
That's so fucking
Possibly
random.
sometime in September, Lord Silly Nipples, impersonating Christian's childhood friend, Tiffany Robinson, sent him an email requesting to receive a copy of his Yup, I'm on TV DVD, who upon receiving the gift, leaked the contents onto the internet. This leak featured most of the videos and photos on the disc, including this photo of Barbara Chandler. Due to her significant girth and slumbering state, trolls began calling her Snorlax, which is a large Pokemon known for its sleepy nature. Despite things with Chris and Blanca looking optimistic, he began a courteous discord with one Sarah Jackson, who allegedly first found out about him through her autistic sister, Rose, a Sonichu fan. Like most people engaging with Christian at the time, Sarah was also a
Dale, I'm gonna show
personality.
whatever this fucking
He informed
documentary
Blanca
shows.
of this new development in their relationship. I'm gonna be honest with you. Over the weekend, I met this other woman over the internet, developed a good trust with her. Basically, I'm feeling in between with you and this woman, and I want to make more certain which one I should save myself for. I have told her about you, and I only want to be as fair as possible. I'd hate to make you feel bad, sad, or jealous, because I honestly care about you and your feelings a lot, Blanca Weiss. I understand if this comes as a big surprise to you, but believe me, you are the first I've said I love you to, openly and honestly. Let me ask you, do you want me in an honest relationship, or sexually, more or equal to that? I gave Blanca Sarah's email.
Skip Skipperson!
Skip Skipperson donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Do you regret not getting Panic Restaurant at ANC Games all those years ago?
Can I get a hashtag?
Hindsight is 2020, I guess.
Can I get a hashtag Skip Skipperson? And no, I do not. Because at the end of the day, it's just a video game. And I don't regret not buying a video game. But if you remember, I ended up getting a better deal anyway. I got Battletoads Double Dragon and Mighty Final Fight. Both of them for $100 total. So I'm pretty sure both of those are going for over double that. I think Mighty Final Fight might even be $300 last time I checked. So no, I came out with a victory. It wouldn't have been smart. It wouldn't have been smart at all for me to pay. I think they wanted 300 or 200 something. So I ended up getting 2 games, and at the time I think Mighty Final Fight was $100 by itself. So I basically got Battletoads Double Dragon for free. So no, I don't regret it. Good question though. Thank you.
Dress so she could have a talk with her. I care about Christian a lot, and I would not see him hurt by anyone, especially not someone pretending to be a girl to get their kicks from hurting an innocent man who is autistic. I hope you realize what kind of monster you are. Honestly, what do you have to gain from hurting him? Oh, are you going to get more naked pictures of him? Going to rob him of his dignity? You know what? Go do something more productive, like get a job, read a book, I don't know, do something. What kind of person purposely tries to ruin the life of an autistic? It's beyond me. Sarah replied. Chris is a sweet and loving man, and he has feelings for me. You obviously blew it with him, or he wouldn't be talking to me in the first place. So you can just jump off a cliff, sister. You couldn't possibly love him the way I have come to. So just give this pathetic game up. I will tell him about the slanderous things you have written to me too.
Yeah, Mighty
We'll
Final
see how
Fight's
much
on
more
the
he trusts
NES.
you. Christian had to make a tough decision, so he chose Blanca to be his
Wow.
one and only. He asked if she would send him some more photographs of herself at varying angles, stating that nudes weren't necessary, but appreciated. He paid no attention to Blanca's constantly changing physical appearance.
This guy didn't put
Chris
it
also
together.
brought up the possibility of a future meeting in real life. While I'm thinking about it, did you say you might be able to make it for Thanksgiving break? If not sooner, I would appreciate your presence. And if at that time you feel ready, my virginity shall be yours.
Oh my
I know I
God.
said it before.
He was telling a girl to come see him for to come see him for the holiday. And then he's like, and if you're ready, my virginity will be yours. Fucking Jesus Christ.
In your previous pics, but you still have a hot
What's up,
body.
Melinda?
Oh my God.
You didn't get a
He then
notification.
elaborated
Nah, that
on their
sucks.
proposed schedule. You can meet my mother and father.
Make sure you guys
chat
smash
with them
that
a
like
while,
if you haven't
and
hit
get to
that
know
like
each other.
yet.
Then you and I, we can go upstairs
Smash
to my
it.
bedroom
It's
to
been
just
pretty
hang
good.
out, watch TV, or chat a while. Maybe even some video gameplay with Guitar Hero or something. For dinner that evening, our first date, I will take you out to McDonald's, Arby's, Burger King, or a small restaurant like that.
Take you to McDonald's
Then
for a
I'd
first
let you
date.
go back to your hotel or bring you back home. No sex on the first night, but if you'd like to make out, I'd welcome it.
Make
For
out.
lunch, I take you to this good all-you-can-eat pizza, salad, soup, dessert buffet that I know of in Charlottesville. Then we can take in a romantic movie at the theater, or we can walk the downtown mall and or walk in the park. If it doesn't bother you, I may yawn and stretch my arm around you to your other shoulder. If you want to take it further, you may pull my hand on your shoulder a little closer to your breast. Of course, this is optional, and that lets you cop a reach into the popcorn bucket,
The
or under
bucket
that
trick.
to cop a feel. Stop me if I'm bothering you
The
any,
popcorn
and you
bucket
and I
trick.
can make out in the theater. And if you feel like it that night in the privacy of mine or your room, you can take my virginity. Or we can wait till the third night, if there is one before you have to go back to Kentucky. Either way, I would wear a condom then, and in the future until our wedding night. Blanca and Sarah continued to spitefully exchange emails to each other until September 17th, when correctly guessing his password, trolls hacked into Christian's email account, and also in turn gained access to his AOL, MySpace, YouTube, Facebook, and eBay accounts, leaking the majority of his private goings-on to the public.
This
In
is
addition,
after
they acquired previously unreleased
he got
nude
banned in
photos
like
of him, which
chapter
they
1 or
sent
2.
to ED. One particular picture was a close-up shot of Sonichu doodled on his penis. Another was an erect Chris modeling his mother's underwear. These latest photos also explicitly showcased
Wait, did
the
he really
unusual
model his
misshapen
mom's
form
underwear?
of his penis. In the meantime, the trolls changed the background of his YouTube profile page to a tiled illustration of a pickle. In response, Chris created a new email address and made a new YouTube channel, CChan6789. In the midst
Or
of
is it
all
just
this
a
chaos,
drawing?
Christian began chatting with one Jessie Ruddy, an online female persona conceived by two trolls, possibly through Skype. Their conversations remained fairly casual, though they did discuss some sexually charged topics. At the same time, Chris also
He really
began
did?
conversing
Jeez.
with an Australian girl who went by the internet handle Panda Halo. Like all his recent love interests, Panda, real name Sarah Cassandra Mackenzie, was yet again another troll-created online identity.
Why does he keep
Growing
falling for
increasingly
fucking
hopeful of a future with her, he broke off the
fucking
promise of a
fake
relationship
troll
with
catfish?
Blanca and
What's up,
announced his
Raz?
new true love in a video. This was the first instance of Chris introducing his videos with the phrase Captain's Log and listing off the relevant stardate, which was the method of log entry and record keeping used in the Star Trek TV and film franchise. However, it is likely that Chris was actually referencing a Star Trek parody seen in Family Guy instead.
Captain's Log. Stardate September 24th, 2008. This is an update for the Sonichu fan base. As you can see, I am safe and well. I have no intention of hurting or killing myself.
He finally leaves his bitterness towards Adam Stackhouse behind him.
Also, I would like to update by letting y'all know about Adam Stackhouse, who was the winner of that Parappa contest. Leave him alone. I hold no grudge against him. So you leave him and his family, including his sister, alone.
There you go.
It's all forgiven. It's all
Leave
in
him
the
alone.
past. Done deal. Also, I have a big announcement. I'm taken. I don't want to be her true name. For my fear of her, for my
got a
worry about her
girlfriend.
safety. But I want to shout out my love to her. This is for you.
Oh shit.
He proceeds to sing
Family
Never Gonna
Guy.
Give You Up by Rick Astley, with the song's appearance in a Family Guy episode serving as a backing track.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna give.
Christian and Panda Halo's relationship
No, I know
got
it's
heated
trolls.
very quickly. Chris engaged in Skype conversations using the family computer located in their kitchen. Over the course of their chats, he frankly discussed delicate topics such as masturbation. He graphically described his masturbation routine and admitted that he would always have a clean plastic cup on hand in which he would ejaculate as to not make a mess. Chris reflected on what he
Clean
has
plastic
learned
cup.
from watching copious amounts of porn and confessed that he wouldn't like it if women inserted fruits and vegetables into themselves while masturbating because he saw it as a waste of food. But in the
Waste of
case of
food.
bananas, it was acceptable due to the protective peel of said fruit, meaning it could be eaten after the fact. While Panda Halo did not appear on video, her voice was enough to convince Chris that she was real. He readily
Jeez,
engaged in
poor
obscene
guy.
acts for his webcam. These included Chris impersonating a selection of animals and even masturbating on camera. These videos soon surfaced on the internet. It was possibly around this time that Vivian G had a 3-hour-long chat with Chris through AOL Instant Messaging.
You see his family
during
on
which
and
she
off and
desperately
on in
tried
the
to convince
videos?
him that all the women offering themselves to him over the internet were fake. During the conversation, Christian slipped on cat poo in the kitchen and had to clean up the mess. She confronted him over the nude picture he drew of Megan. He accused ED of twisting the image and making it evil, destroying their relationship. Vivian reminded him that Megan had requested that they remained just as friends, but Christian betrayed her. He then proceeded to talk about his need for a sweetheart to fulfill his wish of fathering a daughter by the name of Crystal Weston Chandler.
He really
blamed
wanted
his
a daughter
random
named
access
Crystal.
memory for the sudden change in topic, claiming he can't help himself if his thoughts are random. He revealed that he still went to the Alderman Library at the University of Virginia to look for women. Vivian then explained that people usually go to the library to study and not to hook up with strangers. The discussion gave him a headache. Chris then talked about his desperate need for a dating education class.
Oh, thanks,
which
Skip.
would
I
be
appreciate
especially
that.
useful for the third
No
date
problem.
onwards. Vivian pointed out that the dating experience would be completely different for every person.
It's hard to not
and that
feel
sex
bad
is
for
not
him.
guaranteed on the third date. Chris eventually didn't know how to reply because his mind became a blank. She asked him to roleplay to find out what he would say when meeting a girl. Hinir immediately began talking about drawing his comics. She told him that if he were to say that to a girl, he would be perceived as immature and childish. Christian then asked if it would make a difference if he told women that he drew sex pictures instead. Vivian recoiled, stating that that would be disturbing. She begged for him to seek professional help, admitting that trying to help him herself was like fighting a wall.
Yep,
On
somebody
September
else had tried to
29th,
help him.
Christian reignited communications with his former sweetheart, Blanca, telling her that he had a dream in which the name of his true sweetheart-to-be was revealed to be Blanca Weiss. As a show of affection, he announced that he will send his original Sonichu, Rosechu, Black
here, I
Sonichu,
remember this.
and Gigliami medallions, as well as his drawing of Gigliami.
I remember my
to what he
friend
thought
watched
was her
this one
aunt
before,
and
and-
grandmother's home address. I hope that you are feeling better and that you feel delighted after reading that God and Jesus have finally revealed their guiding
Sent the
me to you.
medallion and they
2
fucking...
days later, he sent her an album of grainy photos of himself in an array of poses. On October 4th, Chris released a short video in which he lampoons a line of dialogue used in the MTV animated series Eon Flux.
We're being watched. My name is Christian Weston Chandler. I'm here to find happiness with my true sweetheart, who I've known for over 2 months now. So you trolls best leave us alone. Is anybody listening? Do you believe me? Everybody happy now?
You're invested
As
in
the months
this?
progressed,
Yeah, no
more and
kidding,
more
right?
Jimmy Hill-related artwork began to surface. Screenshots from a supposed Sonichu animated series were leaked as well, and the plotline of Hill's Sonichu story was revealed, which resembled Christian's own iteration,
That's
but
hilarious.
with some notable alterations. Sonichu was touted as the first openly gay cartoon character, with Blake being his boyfriend. He hung out with Rosechu, his gal pal, and he loved his parents.
Should have been in
Mary Lee
character.
Walsh and Jimmy Hill
That'd be
himself.
funny. I'm surprised
In
it
the
didn't
cartoon,
happen.
They would come under attack from the giant
Tim and Eric.
bot, which was modeled after Christian's own naked figure.
Dude, like,
On October 9th, trolls
this
received
troll did
Christian's
exactly what I
package
was
meant
like.
for
Why didn't
Blanca.
somebody just make
It
their own?
included the medallions, as well as his depiction of Blanca's original character. Chris wrote a heartfelt letter to her on the back of the drawing, which Nurse Iki-chan herself read out for a video later uploaded onto YouTube.
Dear Blanca, I am so happy that you are revealed as my true, honest sweetheart to be in the dream I have anxiously waited for since the dreams of me and my
These
future
people were
daughter.
mean to him. These
Before my
people
heart
that
was
were
lost in
trolling his
ambiguity,
ass.
Now I truly see the path to the true, honest love set for me by God and Jesus. I now can truly hardly wait to meet you around Halloween.
Below the letter was an illustration depicting a sleeping, dreaming Christian who dreamt of himself waiting for his sweetheart Blanca at a local hotel. The trolling group quickly uploaded their findings onto ED. In response, Christian recorded a video falsely claiming that even though the trolls got hold of his medallions, Blanca had intercepted them and sent his Sonichu medallion back, which he then modified to make more secure, meaning the medallion around his neck in this video was in fact a copy.
Captain's log. Stardate, October 9th, 2008. Y'all know who I am, so my message should be clear. I'm here to dispel a couple of rumors that have been flying around. Firstly, my Sonichu medal was not stolen. It was entrusted to my sweetheart, Blanca, who lives over in Kentucky. Rest assured, she is not a troll, so nobody say otherwise. I have talked to her on webcam and video and audio and heard her voice over her microphone to my speakers and headphones. Anyway, I sent her the medal, and even though some trolls nearby got hold of it temporarily,
Jesus, man.
she managed to get it back and send it back
Rest
to me
assured.
express.
You're not wrong.
He emphasizes that he added a peg to the back
Yeah.
of it to hold his amethyst
He could have
high
followed
school
the
ring.
ED form
He also
for sure
mentions
and
his leaked
seen it was a
DVD
troll.
footage, naming the man in the pickle suit as the culprit.
Also, the DVD, that was not stolen either. The man in the pickle suit tricked me once again by pretending
man in the
to trust a
pickle
gal
suit.
pal of mine.
Tic Tac
So, it
shirt.
was
That is a
sent
Tic
upon
Tac
request,
shirt.
but thank God I had the foresight to not make a copy of my director's cut.
Yeah,
which has
people
a lot
raised
more
by the
footage
internet
on
is
it
indeed
than any
dark stuff.
distributed
You're not
copy
wrong.
has.
Still convincing himself that Blanca was true, he professes his love for her.
I wish to also proclaim my love for my sweetheart. I love you, Blanca. I cannot bear to live without you, baby. So please come here as soon as possible so we can be together forever.
Damn, man.
I love you, Blanca. I always will.
Internet fucking
Pain
bullying.
me. It would just pain me if you got hurt. So nobody better harm a hair on her, or else you hear from me.
As an epilogue, Chris advertises the
What
upcoming PS3
material?
game,
I think it
Little
might be
Big
a
Planet.
clay
Also,
medallion
this video, as well as all previous
around
videos,
his neck.
are proudly presented to you thanks to the gracious technology from Sony Computer Entertainment America. Look forward for the upcoming Little Big Planet game, coming to only on PlayStation 3, and see exclusive levels that I will be uploading after I've created soon enough, that y'all will be very interested in playing. Thank you.
4
Did
days
he ever
later,
make those Little Big
seemingly
Planet
unperturbed
stages?
By the possible deception concerning
Oh, that
Blanca,
shirt.
Christian made another video announcing that he had received the beta release of Little Big Planet and had already completed making his own level.
The Little Big Planet level y'all have heard about. I have the beta, and I have completed the level in only 2 nights, and I got it published onto the Little Big Planet database on the internet. Apparently my beta had expired, which is kind of bad luck. So I guess I'll just have to wait a week before I can introduce the level fully in video form on the YouTube.
Skittles
Little
shirt.
Big Planet, only on PlayStation 3. Never accept any invitations, even downloadable to a Hotspot.
He continues by airing his grievances concerning Jimmy
Yeah,
Hill.
probably
Master Jimmy
Polymer
Hill.
Clay.
Master Jimmy Hill. As y'all may know about him,
I wouldn't mind
he
playing
has
a fucking
perpetrated,
Chris Chan made
He
stage.
has perpetrated the rights of Sonichu.
Yeah, they definitely could have caused him to do.
Now that I am the original owner and creator of
I mean, what he
Sonichu.
already did was pretty
wrote
bad, but he definitely could have
blatantly copying everything note for note from me.
did some seriously bad stuff.
I mean, you take a good look at that. Take a look at that. 'Cause all
with
that
his heart
is
being played with
Sonic the
his
Hedgehog
love
action
life.
figure, custom painted. I can easily custom paint this to look like that. With acrylic paint even. So simple. And it's so crappy too.
He compares the appearance of his official Sonichu website with Hill's flagrant imitation, and also mentions the supposed release
They
of
nearly
Jimmy
did.
Hill's
See you later,
yet
Falcro.
on TV DVD.
And all we
See you later,
did
man.
was take every footage that was originated from this DVD and dubbed his voice just over my name. So instead of me saying Christian Weston Chandler, he just dubs over each time by saying Jimmy Hill. It even says on the bottom here, the part of Jimmy Hill is played by an actor. An actor. Look at that freaking cover. It's more based on my original comic cover than the original DVD. Anyway, do not buy from Jimmy Hill. He's
Jimmy
a fraud,
Hill.
a phony.
Finally, Chris proclaims that the trolls should stop bullying him because he is ignoring them.
You bullies, I know y'all are afraid of me. Because without me, y'all would have nobody to pick on at this point. No matter how many times
Not
you direct
fucking
your
wrong on that.
influences towards me, I'm just ignoring you. Because basically all you're doing is basically being unheard of. You're basically talking to a brick wall. And I am just blatantly ignoring you hands down. So you may as well just give up.
What's up, Johan?
Your opinions and voices are not
Just
being heard.
sit down and enjoy the ride.
Y'all are not scaring Blanca.
You can Google and
You're
just sit
scaring
down
nobody,
and
misters.
enjoy the ride.
It's time
I'm
to
I'm
face
learning for the
facts,
first time, really.
Misters and
This is my first
Mrs.
time seeing all this.
I am safe. I am well. And I'll be staying that way.
He
and I
definitely
shall
needed
keep
some
watch
professional
for any
help.
bullies. And I will take all necessary steps in due time as I cross those bridges, be they sound or broken. Thank you very much, and have a good day or evening.
It was on this day that the person responsible for the Sarah Jackson character decided to kill her off by assuming the role of her sister and telling Chris that she was allegedly killed in a car crash.
Damn.
On October 14th, Panda Halo created a subsite of Sonichu.net called Sonichu Fans, which was most notable for incorporating an internet relay chat feature, or IRC, where people could gather and chat about Sonichu and other related matters. Over the course of the next couple of months, Chris joined the chat to discuss various topics and answer fan questions. On the same day, YouTube user Icarus69, who was the one who had received Christian's package, showed off the medallions which recently came into his possession.
Damn, this dude, this troll.
On October 15th, Chris uploaded a 7-page preview of a future Sonichu comic, in which Chris Chan Sonichu travels to the 4-cent garbage building but is captured by a tractor beam. He is forced to revert to his human form, which brings his medallion back into existence. Jason's minion, Beale, grabs hold of the Sonichu medallion,
apparently
but is
people did
shocked
try to
that
help
he
him,
remains
but
powerless. Christian reveals
can only do
that the
so
true
much,
source
right?
of his powers is his amethyst high school ring to convince the trolls that his medallion
Honestly,
is
if
not
I
as
was a
important
family
as they
member,
had
I would have
thought
been
it
like,
was.
look here,
He
motherfucker.
uses his ring to
Put your
transform
fucking
back into Chris
taking
Chan
your computer
Sonichu
away.
and launches a hyper beam at Beale, which also ends up hitting Jimmy Hill, knocking out his teeth. On October 20th, the trolls behind Blanca put an end to her story. Icarus 69 filmed himself desecrating the
Oh,
original
shit.
medallion in a myriad of means. He sliced it and stabbed it with a knife, mimicked it performing forced fellatio on a pickle, placed it into a pickle jar, crushed it with a hammer, and set it ablaze.
What a
quenching
fucking
the
troll.
fire by urinating on it.
My wooden badge is delicious.
Jesus. Fucking. That's kind of a dick thing, taking his fucking medallion like that and fucking ruining it and shit. That's a dick move. I feel bad for that part, for sure. And for faking the friend and all that being fucking killed. Getting weird on a Tuesday. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Unfortunately, I have to call it a stream. So we're leaving at part, what was that, 6? So when we continue, maybe even tomorrow, who knows, we will be starting at lucky number 7. I do appreciate everybody being in here. Everybody, Skipperson, thank you for the super chats. Everybody else that sent a dono into, I can't think of off the top of my head. Falcro, thank you for all the gifted memberships. If you guys haven't become a member yet, if you click join, you could join and become a channel member, and you'll get like a nifty little icon next to your name and all that. We're going to have exclusive streams for the ABE Nation member plus members and exclusive content and all that. So I definitely appreciate you guys hanging out. My second channel, if you go on my main channel, if you go to the channels tab, you'll see 8BE Extras. That's the second channel. So just look up 8BE Extras, and you should find it right there. And then, or on the main channel, you'll see it on the channels tab, or if you look down on the front. Melinda gifted a membership. Thank you so much. To Dina, thank you. There we go. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys later. Go check out my videos and stuff from today. I put a whole bunch of new videos out. Please go check those out. I'll see y'all around.